Right, hi everyone. How's it going? Happy Thursday. I think we know the drill. Normally on my streams now, I start with like an hour of Diablo 4, but yeah, if you're new or you're watching the VOD, my name is Aaron or Chrono. Well, most people call me Chrono. I'm a data scientist, and I usually do these like co-working streams right now, where I'm trying to study through Andre Carpathy's class on. Currently, it's building GPT from scratch. But as a way to kind of unwind and maybe like get my energy back up, I play a little bit of Diablo 4, like usually just like one Helltide, and then we end up going into the lecture. So yeah, otherwise I work on this like recipe recommender that I made that takes the name of a dish that you like and the cuisine it's from, and then returns back dishes that have similar ingredients but are from different cuisines. And you know, it's always in a state of things could be better. When I first launched it, I was pretty happy with it, but I always knew that there's things I could change. So goal is to try to bring in some generative AI stuff to help with like recipe suggestion and stuff. So yeah, off stream I've been trying to like set up different things like a vector database and that kind of stuff. But that is a lot of talking. How are all of you doing? I'm gonna get my stream notes and stuff running, and hopefully OBS will be cooperative today. Yesterday, OBS and Diablo 4 worked fine. Streaming in Diablo 4 worked fine. I restarted my computer right before stream, so everything should be okay again. But there's only one way to find out, right? So let me get set up, and we will be right there. So first, let's go into our stream notes. So yesterday, yeah, I actually forgot yesterday. I was so tired. So if all of y'all came in, any of y'all came in and you're checking me out yesterday, it was I was really struggling. I really needed sleep. And even this morning I was just like, I still need more sleep. You know, sleeping terribly for like 2 nights in a row will probably do that to you. 2, 3, multiple nights in a row. So yeah, let's see. We're gonna play some Diablo 4. Actually, we'll do this, and then off stream, like I mentioned in stream yesterday, I actually went back. I couldn't figure out why my code wasn't working in the Carpathy class, and with like fresh eyes and actually, you know, not tired, I went and looked at it again, and I fixed a lot of it and refactored so that it's working in scripts now. I also set up the configuring separate audio. I'm not multi-streaming, so I'm only on Twitch for now, and then I put the VODs on YouTube. Speaking of, I finally hit publish on one VOD I uploaded like 2 years ago. And then I uploaded a different one from last week, so I'm in the process of like being more up to date with VOD uploads. So there's like a gap of 2 years because I forgot. And then naively I was like, oh yeah, Twitch saves everything. And that's not true as of a few years ago. So yeah, anyway, so we're in Diablo 4. All right. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Like, I feel like I do a lot of Helltides, which is good and it's fun and it gets me a lot of items. Oh, I need to buy some. I need to spend some obols. Staff. Cool. There's a lot of bad ones.
Until next time.
So, you know, I can do more of these, what's it called? Helltides and all that kind of stuff. But I think like one of the things I'm trying to figure out, ooh, that one's decent. I mean, I lose a pretty massive amount of health. But I gain a little bit of willpower. I'd say that one's not very good. Also not that good. 1090, okay. Okay, cool. I'll chunk.
What do you need?
I'll put these away. So I'm trying to figure out like I can do more Hell Tides. They give me items that... Oh, Legion event in 2 minutes. World boss in 17 minutes. Okay. The Hell Tides definitely help, and I'm trying to farm more staves. Because I messed up and I'm like... I'm trying to figure out, like, the meta for this build to Corona Icy Veins is to use a two-handed staff. But I, like, currently have a one-handed mace or something. And I kind of like it, especially with the totem. So I'm trying to figure out, like, wait, is there really no closer waypoint there? Okay. I'm trying to figure out if I want to keep farming for staves or if I should just, like, I do really need masterworking materials. So I think, like, the pit would also be helpful. Yeah, actually, you know what? We're going to go to the pit today. But we'll do that after this Legion event. But yeah, I don't know. I've been playing D4 for, I think, like, since it came out. And I've liked it for the entirety of it. But the current season / patch, like, really transformed the game. It's really quite addictive now. I think I play it every day now. So yeah. All right, where is this Legion event? How many people are here? Wait, there's nobody here. I mean, if there's no one here, I'm definitely not doing this. Oh, okay. There's one person. Okay, phew. Hopefully we can still make quick work of this and do the world boss. Right. Yeah, this will be fine. We're going fast enough, pretty sure. Right. Yeah, we're plowing through this? I was gonna say chowing through this. That doesn't make any sense. All right, where is this? The 3 tower things, where are they gonna show up? I think one is right here. Cool. All right, where the new Legion's gonna be. Cool.
I must wait a minute.
It's the loose stone. Gotta loot the loose stone. Alright. Alright, that thing's gone. That thing's also gone. And Servant Hell's gone. Okay. Yay, Overlord, and then World Boss, and then Pit. Let's go. Alright. A few druids this time. That's kind of cool. I don't normally see druids. At least, I don't really pay attention. Usually it's just like necromancers and sorcerers that are just like absolutely, and necromancers, sorcerers, and barbarians just like cleaning house. Sweet.
Thanks.
All right. Let's do the world boss. Where's that gonna be? I'm an idiot. I left all those rares because I'm so used to just like being in the Helltide and everything that drops is legendary, and I should have just picked up those
Hope this helps. I would buy you an ale.
rares and just salvage them. I don't know why I didn't do that. Oh well. Yeah, like it's really easy to just be like
Matched. You'll see.
salvage this too. Okay. How long into the world boss? 9 minutes. That's kind of a lot of time actually. All right. We were supposed to have a heat wave in my area, and I don't think that's really happened. It was colder today than yesterday. It's supposed to be really hot tomorrow / this weekend, but I'm like kind of like, wasn't that bad today? I don't know, maybe because I wasn't really in the sun that much today. I went for a walk after dinner, so the intensity of the sun had really like come down. Oh, there's a lot of people here. All right, what are we gonna do for 8 minutes? What is this? Meatball Salco?
Hello.
Greetings. Hello.
Your bones betray you. They shall soon serve me.
Yeah, okay, so let me see. My build as it stands. So I've got this. I think this is mostly meta stuff, so willpower, maximum life. I added the dodge chance and then the chance to stun, which has been pretty great. And I imprinted that damage reduction. This dropped for me, and then I have been trying to masterwork it, but that's why I need to go to the pit. I don't know if I have a better one. Let's see, this I kept because of the double stars. I think the really meta one that I wanted is that +3 to pulverize. That's really useful for my build. I don't know if it can go any higher, because like, I mean, it's not highlighted with a star. so I don't know what happened there. And damage over time is good. I mean, this build turns pulverize into a dot, so that's pretty good. And then the willpower, I guess, was meta. I honestly can't remember. But then obviously added the chance to stun for 2 seconds, and then the Earth Overpower, because this build is like pretty heavily dependent on overpower. But yeah, you can see the damage over time even in the imprinted skill I gave it, the Ursine Horror aspect. So Pulverize is now also an Earth skill. After Pulverize, Tectonic Spikes continue to deal 3600. Yeah, I got a lucky and had the max 3600 damage over 2 seconds. Crowded Sage, the increased dodge chance for extra life. And then I socketed all this stuff with I forget what those are called. The highest level ruby. And yeah, so let's see. I need more armor. Oh, I'm at armor cap. I'm past armor cap. Okay, cool. I don't need armor anymore. Actually, I might be able to get rid of that 1570 armor perk. Oh, wait, no, I don't think I can do that. I think this is tempered like 5 times already. I hit the max. Okay, cool. That's okay. Well, maybe we'll find different leggings. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess, like, my armor before was like 8,000, so I don't know what happened. Maybe now that I'm in Werebear, I have a perk that gives me extra armor as a Werebear. Got Wild Heart Hunger. It's got a pretty good, kind of okay roll. I wish the overpowered damage was higher, some of the damage reduction. I got this. Willpower, max life were the things that we're looking for my build. And then that Pulverize creates a shockwave, which I think maybe stacks with the Ursine Horror one. And then this one's pretty good. Increased damage while hitting a poison enemy as a Werebear, and it's because I have Poison Creeper, so there's a passive. One creeper periodically emerges from the ground every 7 seconds. So yeah, it hits one enemy. This counts. I didn't realize that this counts as a companion. So I've seen people like stack the like plus companion affixes. Yeah. And then when I activate it, it poisons everything. So then this means I just do like a lot more damage. So yeah, Raw Might. After hitting 15 enemies with Shape skills, your next Werebear skill will deal. And then I guess because I'm always this armor turns me into a permanent Werebear. I guess that means everything I do is shape-shifting. Or most of my things do shape-shifting. So, yeah. And then, yeah. Then this is the and then my storm skill, that is a storm skill. So it just kind of like cycles on each other. I'm looking for like a few more Paragon points, and then also if I do more Nightmare Dungeons, I can get more power-ups from my glyphs. Yeah. All right, 3 minutes. I should have done a Helltide for like 6 minutes. I probably would have gotten loot. That's pretty much it. That's okay. How many? 5 Grim Favors. Okay, this would put me over, so I can go to the tree after, and then do pit. Yeah. I have hit all the max now for Renown, but I still have to hunt down all these other Altars of Lilith. Almost don't dry steps, so that's pretty good. I think there's a guide out there that tells you like what happens when all the bonuses you get from maxing out your Altars of Lilith. I'm guessing it's kind of a lot because there's just like flat stacks. It's like two strength or whatever. Let's see. Willpower increases skill damage, increases overpower by... That's why. Okay. Overpower is a cool metric. You can't increase the chance of overpower, but you can make the damage go up a lot. And then like your crit chance, you can also crit on an overpower, so it does like kind of a lot of damage. Yeah, I'm at max resistance and max armor, so I've got the most amount of damage reduction. I'm not sure why. Currently have 132% lightning resistance from bonuses and minus 50% penalties. Minus 12.4% away from max lightning resistance. Wait, so these values capture a maximum resistance of 70. What is my penalty? Let's see what else. Oh, yeah, okay, that's why. I get a bonus 50%. Okay. Hey, Kyle, how are you doing? How are you doing? How's your Thursday? I was just figuring out, like, why my armor is way above armor cap. And I looked before, it was well under. Holy shit, that was fast. 20-something seconds. Amazing. And a grand cash. Excellent.
Thank you.
Alright, let's go to the tree. I always forget where the tree is. It's a great day. You got the ER bill? Oof. Dang. Sorry to hear that. Wait, I forget. When did you go to the ER? I hope everything's okay.
It is done.
Like a week and a half ago. Oh, okay. Jeez. Good dog. Tried to just go to urgent care. The idiot there saying ER just wasn't sure if antibiotics would be enough. The ER after several hours, a bunch of tests prescribed antibiotics. I'm sorry to hear that. That's really annoying. I mean, assuming they helped, and that they actually worked, as opposed to like, it'd be bad if they were both wrong and then the answer wasn't antibiotics.
But still, you don't ruin all that work.
I will deal with that stash later. We're going to Karagar, and we're going to go to the pit. Where is Karagar? You got auto-modded for that. You're saying you would do that in Minecraft, not anywhere else. It's not really her fault. She was not hired for a job she's not really suited for. I feel like, I don't know. I don't know what it's like to... I'm in tier 16. I don't know what it's like to work at any of those places. I'm trying to think of like... I mean, the worst experience I had was my general practitioner when I was at in grad school, who was just like, just bad. Like, it was terrible. He was a great doctor if your only patients are like under 25 and can heal through anything. But if you needed a doctor who actually knew what he was doing, he was awful. Like truly useless. And then didn't want to admit that he didn't know how to do something. Yeah, this was the doctor who like insisted that there's nothing wrong with me when my foot was like acting up really bad, and I was telling him like, man, I should be healing. I was telling him like, yeah, I mean, when I step on stuff, there's like a sharp shooting pain in my foot, and he kind of said like, just walk it off. And eventually I was like, dude, it's been like 6 months and it hasn't healed. Like, it still happens. So what's going on? He's like, well, if you really insist, I can recommend you to get an MRI, but I don't know if it's going to tell you anything. I was like, well, why don't we just try it? And so he like kind of reluctantly asked for an MRI for me. And then I went, and the radiologist was like, yeah, I don't know why it didn't show up on x-rays, but you have multiple fractures in your foot because, you know, your foot is like 40 something bones. It's just like, there's so many fractures here. And it was just like, oh yeah, of course I knew something was wrong. Because I was in a lot of pain when I was just walking. And then my doctor, when he read the report from the radiologist, was just like, yeah, it's just a shame that we didn't catch this earlier. And I was like, fucking asshole. I mean, he also couldn't, I mean, like, I guess if he had just admitted that he was wrong to begin with, it's just like, well, I can sue. Because he really didn't believe me. And it was just like, this is just bad medical care. And I ended up like talking to a couple of my friends about it, and they're just like, oh yeah, don't see that doctor. He's terrible. And then I got a way better doctor from the same area because he just frankly knew what he was talking about. My bad doctor, Dr. White, he even like was trying to use an ultrasound on me at some point to figure out if there's something wrong in my knee for a different thing, not related. And you know, he's using this machine for probably like 30 minutes. And then eventually after 30 minutes, he's just like, oh yeah, I'm not actually very good at using an ultrasound. And I was like, why did we go through this? Wouldn't it have just been easier if you just got someone to help you?
I'm not ready yet.
Yeah, I hated that doctor. It's so bad. Alright. So I can take a tier 16. I think this bumps me up to tier 19. Alright, I'll catch up. Really could have been... It easily could have been too much for antibiotics. At this point, every single time you pay to see a doctor, it's not a real doctor. It's a nurse practitioner. In this case, a physician's assistant, I think is what she's noted as. I see. Okay. Tier 19. Although, I've had good nurse practitioners. I think it's like a weird... It's like a weird problem where... maybe a lot of times there's a lot of situations that like doesn't require like a full doctor to address whatever situation it is, but then like the times when it's like we actually did need a doctor, it's just like, oh shit.
I do not have enough spirit.
And if you've never done the pit, this is the new thing with this season. The gimmick is that no enemies drop any loot at all, and you're trying to speed run through to find the champion, and then advance through levels of the pit. So that's why I'm not really trying to fight everything. It's like it doesn't get me anything. Like I'm level 100, they won't give me experience. Cool. Veered me into the right direction. Not that it reflects in the... Yeah, I think that's the part that's like a little wacky, right? It's just like, wait, so I'm not getting full service for something, but I am paying full price for the same thing. That part's kind of shitty. Or not kind of, it's like actually shitty. Oh. Wait, this is a dead end. Where am I going? Okay. That's not the right way. Stupid wargs. Cool, protection shrine, so I can just not take damage from anything. They can, however, impede my progress. Where's this portal? Cool. Dang it, where is the portal? Oh, I need to kill more minions. Okay, I've been running too much. It's all part of profit making. Yeah, it's very frustrating. There we go. You can pay non-doctors less, but it can charge... Yeah. I mean, if you're a business, wouldn't you? It's like, not saying, I mean, kind of saying I agree with them, but also it's like, it sucks.
I must wait a moment.
Ooh, 7 million? I think that is a new record for damage for me. I remember, so I think it was, I forgot what podcast it was, but they interviewed a master, oh, everything froze. They interviewed a master locksmith, and he was telling a story that was like, it's kind of funny. When I was like a journeyman or a beginner locksmith or whatever, just to change a lock, that would take me like 2 hours. And now that I'm like a master locksmith and like actually know what I'm doing, it takes me like 30 seconds. And he said like in the beginning, the thing was you charge the same amount of money. And he said in the beginning, the people were very fine. They're like, oh yeah, you know, this job's really hard. Like, look how hard he's working. He's here for a while. And so it was like, you know, I charged them like whatever, like a few $100 an hour or something. And they'd be like, oh yeah, that totally makes sense. He's here for an hour, or he's here for like 2 hours, right? But then he said like, then I became a master locksmith. And you know, the same amount of work takes way less time. And now they're just like, I'm getting fucking ripped off. Channeling Shrine. Channeling Shrine gives you unlimited resource, so you can just spam your second skill, which usually, for me, is this like shockwave earthquake thing. It does a shit ton of damage. Alright, now I actually have to kill minions.
I must wait a moment.
I hate these. I mean, I hate spiders in general, but I hate the enemies that they're like hosts. So they just hold a bunch of spiders, and then when they die, they blow up and spawn spiders. Okay, cool. This is a dead end. Wow, that poison really hurts. All right, tier. What tier is this? Like 22? Oh, I'm stunned. Oh no, it's vampiric. Are you serious? That is a lot of legendaries. Holy crap. Alright. Where are we now? I probably have to clean up my inventory soon. Oh, no, I'm good. Okay. Let's go to 25. Hey, Mikey, I think he likes it. Just to be clear that, hey Mikey, I think he likes it. I hope people realize that's a Matrix reference. I'm not so old that nobody gets Matrix references anymore, right? Right? You start hyperventilating. Okay, on the first level, your goal is to find the teleporter. Oh, they're way stronger now.
I'm not ready yet.
Oh my god, okay. I lost 30 seconds. I can do this. I just stopped paying attention. I was like arrogant on how much damage I can actually tank, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, there's a lot.
I'm not ready yet.
Definitely don't walk into the explosion, Aaron. It's a dead end. There's no teleporter there. There we go. Alright, now I can start killing minions. Why am I frozen? How did I get frozen?
I'm not ready yet.
Lethal Shrine, every crit. Alright, let's do this. Every hit crits, that's what it is. Alright, where's my crit plus overpower? I want to see those orange numbers like that. Yes! Okay. Shrine's over. Here we go. It's like that Matrix. It's like a reference. Matrix reference to that Life cereal commercial. I forgot about that. Let's see. You got a gifted sub from another person you never heard of? You think someone must have rated them because you have 10 points there. Oh. Wait, is that Reyna? Yeah, hey, that's Reyna.
I cannot use that.
I just glitched out. Okay, there we go.
I'm not ready yet. I do not have enough spirit.
Reyna's a really cool streamer. Oh, easy peasy. I just do this with 6 minutes left. Oh. Ooh, a Stygian stone. League dungeon. Oh, your Maui rated them, you weren't sure. Yeah. So I've rated Reyna a few times. I think a few being like, I think literally twice. But yeah, she's really cool. She's a VTuber, vice commander of, I forgot what knights, but she's really cool. Only negative thing I could think of, she can't handle spicy food. What's the deal with that?
What do you need?
Imagine not handling spicy food. No. Oh, don't equip that on accident. No. Okay, all junk. Why did I keep this one? Junk. Some people's favorite spice is flour. She was a spice, she'd be flour. She was a book, she'd be... Is that from The Office? It sounds really familiar.
There's a good one.
I don't know, I was just thinking, like, I had a cursed thought the other day, and I don't know where it came from, but I was thinking, Cool Ranch double stuff Oreos. And the like, when I was thinking the like, yeah, this is junk sort of thing, I told that to some people and someone replied in a Discord with like, jail, right to jail. Bob's Burgers. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Was it Gene or was it Bob? That sounds like a Gene level insult, but I could also see Bob saying it. I'm at a spirit? Oh shit, well, holy crap, they do a lot of damage. Okay, let's find this portal. That is a dead end. Yeah, I cannot stay still with these enemies because I will be in a lot of trouble. Lethal Shrine. If I stay still and they die, they blow up. And one thing about D4 is like the burst damage that my brother and I were talking about was like the burst damage that some of these enemies make when they like blow up and stuff is insane, and you just can't, like, you just get one shot. Right, another shrine. That'll help. It's gonna be helpful. Alright, what other... Alright, to the Guardian. Louise said it about being a boring girl. Oh, okay. I should have remembered. Yeah, that's definitely a Louise insult. That was cool. I wasn't expecting to see like 60% of its health to go away in one shot. Ooh, unique boots. Saw something recent about people dipping Oreos in sour cream. Why? That definitely sounds like a, hey, we're doing this for social media and not because we actually like it. That sounds gross. What were they thinking? Ingolith? What the hell does that mean? We're trying it. I don't understand what flavors and stuff are people hoping to get. Oreos and sour cream? What on earth?
I do not have enough space.
Oh, I made a mistake.
I must wait.
Alright, let's find this portal. Get the hell out of Dodge. Oh no.
I must wait a moment.
Teleport me. Teleport me. Oh, if this were a Hell Tide, it would totally kill all of these enemies, but it's not. Alright, there it is. Okay, cool. Let's get out of here. Alright, now we can start killing dudes. I hit a wall.
I'm low on spirits.
Not that way. Whoop. Almost walked straight into that. Allegedly, it's good and tastes like a cheesecake. I'm pressing F to doubt. Oh, we have an ad break. Okay. That also means I should probably switch into doing some data science stuff. Shit.
I'm not ready yet.
Cool. Oh, you get Ingolith at that tier. Okay, that makes sense now. Sweet. Okay. We went for an hour. Willpower, maximum life. Those are both worse than the thing I've got right now, so let's not do that. Wasn't sure about that one. No, we won't pulverize, and I don't want to re-roll for that because it'd be super annoying. Get rid of that one. Right? This is... Oh wait, this is like kind of the same as what I've got. Okay. Probably get rid of this. Attack speed. Okay. Two of those things are decent. And probably get rid of this one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I should not. If I go into a Helltide, that's gonna be like a 2-hour Diablo 4 stream. So I think we're good. I think we'll end there. And we'll get ready to do some code. And we can watch this taste good and like a cheesecake business.
Oreos.
Okay. Actually, I'm gonna go get like a snack and stuff because we just played straight through the ad break, and I'm a little hungry, so I'll go get something to eat. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I have notably not Oreos and sour cream. I am afraid to watch this, but here we go.
With sour cream apparently is delish.
I like how it's
So when I
reversed.
first heard about this, right, I did what any other logical person would do, right? Come here. I was trying to call the police because I don't think we need to be mixing those two foods together. However, apparently, right, cheesecake contains either heavy cream or sour cream, and apparently the components that are in sour cream and Oreos trick the taste buds into making it think that it's tasting cheesecake. So I got Oreos and sour cream. I'm gonna try this so that if it's bad, you guys don't have to try it, all right? I'm gonna let you know if it's good or not. I got regular Oreos and chocolate Oreos. We're gonna try them with both. Okay, so we have an Oreo. We got a scoop of sour cream here. We're gonna try this out. I'm not excited. Okay, here we go. Oh, wow, actually, that tastes like a cheesecake. Wow. It works with chocolate as well, and now I'm scared.
Okay, I don't know what to make of that. On one hand, it's like, yeah, I can see that. On the other hand, I'm like, this guy's reputation is so solid. You literally can't trust he won't bullshit you. So I'm muting my mic because, like, I put like a really crunchy cereal in my Greek yogurt, and I don't really want this to be like a ASMR stream. In hindsight, I should have thought about this beforehand. I'm like, how am I going to eat and stream at the same time? Whoop. All right. Today's the 20th. Yep. Yeah. Chat. Derail. Stream Kyle. You see the sour cream and Oreos combination. Apparently, it tastes like cheesecake. I was made videos with Method Man because people kept telling me he looked like Method Man. Then suddenly there's Method Man. And there's someone Kevin Hart. Okay, cool. Super good streamers chewing and muted. This is exactly what everyone wants, right? I actually forgot to open terminal and start VS Code. That's okay. Let's see, LS. He's pretty, at least in smaller doses. He usually gives some ridiculous story about why he has to get back at the company, and then gives a recipe for some item from a place's menu. I still really like the Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits. RIP Red Lobster, and also stupid private equity companies. Poetry Shell. Code dot. Okay, so. might actually be hard to watch. Because... Oh, that's fine. I was like... It was helpful before to have, like, the notebook and the script version open at the same time and next to each other. But with the video open, I can't do that. So... It's okay. We'll follow along with the video. I think he's mostly in the script now, which I've, like... The multi-head part I've written as, like, V3. But I think we're changing some stuff again, because the multi-head retention, when I was testing the stuff off-stream, still wasn't enough to get... Wow, this... You can't read anything. There's, like, no space for anything. How am I gonna type with this? I hope that's legible. I actually don't know, but, like, the letters are so big I couldn't do anything. This is probably too small, but yeah. Let's see, the whole shtick used to be a secret recipe book. Now it's that and an ability to find things from videos when people ask him what they are. He'll pop up like, "Don't worry, I got it," and then tell what the model of the item is. Wait. Find things from videos when people ask him what they are. Man, that's... Who sent me the, like, Bobby Fingers channel? Was that you? Because that's a good channel. I just watched the, Bezos rowboat video today.
So it helps to have multiple communication channels because obviously these tokens have a lot to talk about. They want to find the consonants, the vowels, they want to find the vowels just from certain positions, they want to find any kinds of different things. And so it helps to create multiple independent channels of communication, gather lots of different types of data, and then decode the output. Now going back to the paper for a second, of course I didn't explain.
So one of the things, I want to rename these files a little bit. Oh my god. Thanks, tech support. How are you doing? I'm surprised Kyle didn't redeem that earlier. Let's see. This one is, I think, the very first. Yeah, so this is, people are gonna hate me, but I'm gonna put a space in here. Simple biogram. And then this one is the second, which is self-attention. And then the third will be multi-head self-attention. He did make one about the... Dude, those biscuits are so good. Oh, the Popeyes biscuits? Those are also really good. Red Lobster, Cheddar Bay... biscuits. I don't know, my brain defaults to spelling like B-A-E for those biscuits because they're so good.
Piece of information that you learned that feels illegal to know.
As president of the Fast Food Secrets Club, I'm here to tell you guys why Red Lobster's Cheddar Bay biscuits don't taste the same if you were to make it at home in the box that Red Lobster sells. Come here. It's because they purposely don't give you the real recipe. Because if you had the real recipe, then why would you go to Red Lobster and get the Cheddar Bay biscuits? Now, if you were to buy the box recipe, it normally tells you to put in a half cup of cheese. That's not true. At Red Lobster, what they actually do is they put 3 times that amount. So when you're cooking the Cheddar Bay biscuits at home from the box, instead of putting a half cup of cheese, put a cup and a half of cheese. On top of that, don't cook it with cold water, cook it with buttermilk. right? So instead of water, do buttermilk and put 3 times the amount of cheese, and it will taste just like the actual biscuits that you get at Red Lobster.
The only thing I disagree with, after Red Lobster, like, started having money trouble, I think they also started putting way less cheese and buttermilk in it, because they didn't taste right. Like, a couple times I went and I was just like, this doesn't taste the same. It tastes like literally like a crappy, blander version of what you used to make. Like, my dad really loves Red Lobster, so like we would go almost every year, at least like multiple times every year. Popeye's biscuits, I think, are cooked
Guys,
with lard.
I don't think you understand. Look, come here. Look, I saw the comments about how I read better than Jordan does, you know, the recipes and things of that nature. Well, let me inform you guys, man. I may be a little bit more debonair, a bit more suave, like you guys said, but this is Jordan's thing. I need you guys to really...
What are you doing? What is happening? How did you get my phone? Guys, you cannot keep requesting for Method Man to read the recipes. It took so long to actually convince you all that I am not his older brother. Come here. I texted you literally a week ago. I'm going to wear the turtleneck. It's a big turtleneck drift. Why do you have a turtleneck on?
First of all, brother, that is more wool-based. This is more cashmere. Big difference.
It's the premise of it. Why do you know so much about fabrics? Look, the whole premise is I was going to share the Popeye's biscuit recipe. It was a big day for me, and I want to do that. No one else has this recipe. Please don't do this. Please, no, you don't have it.
Well,
no, I'm sorry. No, I'm shutting it down. You cannot share the recipe. It is literally, I'm going to do it. You cannot do it. You're going to do it anyway, aren't you?
2 cups all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon sugar, tablespoon salt, 1/4 cup milk, 1/2 cup buttermilk, 1½ tablespoons baking powder, 1/2 tablespoon baking soda, 1/2 cup cold butter, 400 degrees, 22 minutes.
You can have it. It's yours. Just keep it.
Pretty good. I was wondering, I'm like, wait, why doesn't he look the same in this video? And then it dawned on me. Let me catch up. Oh, hey Meep, how's it going? Yes, you did miss Diablo, and I also forgot to change the category, so we're going into software and game dev. Thank you, Meep. Yeah. Let me see. Tech support, you started doing a little bit of deep learning on the side today. It's much easier to relearn this stuff with ChatGPT. Dude, I love the Cheddar Bay biscuits. They're so good. And like, also a key thing is you gotta put the aromatics in there. Like they put like, was it chives or green onions? I can't remember. Yes, and I was eating. I'm still I still have some Greek yogurt here with cereal in it. Can't hear the videos. Wait, you can't hear the videos? What the heck? Okay, hold on a second. I think it's because I slightly changed my stream stuff, which I now can't change. Okay, cool. Let me see. Desktop audio channel. Oh, okay, that's funny. The VOD and the recording should be number 2. Okay. Oh, wait. No, that's not right, because then you can still hear the music. Okay. Shoot. Let me see what I can do. Why don't I add I'll add a browser source. Application audio capture. Opera class. Okay. And okay, hopefully this works now. So can you hear Andre?
Detail, but we are starting to see some components of what we've already implemented. We have the positional encodings, token encoding.
Meep, you're heading to bed, but thanks for coming by, Meep, and also warning me about the like the audio not working. Let's see, tech support, you cooked the most slutty pasta today. What was it? He looked younger for a minute. Yeah. The running joke is that people think he's in his 30s or 40s, but he's only 20 something. Holy crap. Okay. And you cooked this today. And yeah, I did get the multi-track thing going, but apparently I did it wrong. So I did a blanket, don't use it my desktop audio, but I should have added a separate source for for this. All right, tech support. Let's see. Just put pasta I don't know how to pronounce this. Makhani? Or, like, I don't know where the emphasis is. That looks really good. It's very saucy. That looks really good. But yeah, Samich, how's it going? How are you? Let's see. All right, so we are gonna go. You added lentils to it. Ooh, okay. So it's Sichuan sauce. That's not a combination I would have thought. That's a good one. I made these like fajita bowls. Oh, actually, let me see. I probably have a picture of it somewhere. Let me look. And post it on Instagram for sure. I'm not gonna go there right now. We're totally derailed. That's okay. Here. Boop, 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 boop. Here we go. This is like a fajita bowl I made yesterday, and oh, weird. The same display bug that was affecting me in Lightroom is showing up here. That's really odd. I think I was looking online and it might be a display profile issue, but like I don't know how to fix it at this point. So yeah. Anyway, so I got a Costco rotisserie chicken, and then I shredded all the meat off. And then my idea was to basically make chicken carnitas, but this was not fatty enough. So it ended up like when I was cooking it, like heating it back up and trying to like do a carnitas fry, it just shredded all the meat even more. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But I have rice with it. And then I sauteed onions and bell pepper. And I mixed those together. And then I added queso fresco and guacamole and olives. And I had some like green onions that I had cut earlier in the day and forgot to use. And I was like, okay, they're dried out a little, but I can still toss them on something. So this is my dinner yesterday and today. But one of the things I forgot was like, I actually wanted chickpeas in it to like add a little bit more like volume and I guess calories and nutrition and stuff. And I started cooking and then went into my pantry and was like, cool. The cans I thought were chickpeas, those are definitely kidney beans. And I don't want those because my chili recipe calls for kidney beans in pairs. So I was like, if I take one, it's going to drive me crazy if I want to make chili. So I just won't add those. And the other thing, I had wanted chickpeas because I wanted to try to make like cocktails with aquafaba. Because you can use aquafaba, which is the water that is like in the can of chickpeas, to like mix drinks and stuff. And apparently the bean and whatever it can taste just goes away, and it basically kind of functions as like vegan egg white. So I wanted to make like a whiskey sour, but with the egg white. And I was just like, can't do that. Messed that up. But yeah. So yeah, when you said like, I almost added lentils because I had a thing of lentils, but they're dried. And I was like, I don't have time to cook this right now. I'll just cook them for something else. Sichuan sauce is nice to get heat and garlic and easily. Oh, okay. I never thought about that. I feel like because I usually just use like chili oil. Jordan also did some Costco stuff like churros and mac and cheese. Dude, Costco got rid of the churros. They have these like massive cookies now, and I really want to try them, but they're like 700 something calories each. And I mean, what I really want to do is I wanted to take 2 of the cookies and then the soft serve and just make a sandwich. And I wanted to do that on day 1, but then I saw when I went to Costco and saw the calorie count, I'm like, I'm not doing that. It's a whole day of calories and just 1 ice cream sandwich. And then, you know, I saw people posted like weeks later, some like influencers were trying to do it. And I was like, I had the idea first. I just didn't want to like ruin my workout. kidney beans in pairs. So it's not that they have to like my chili recipe calls for kidney beans. And I actually like using 1 can of light and 1 can of dark. But I think it says that you can use either. But what's definitely solid is like you need 2 cans. And I like there's really no need for me to worry about that because I had like 6 cans, right? But it still would have been like, wait, I only use these for making chili. How do I have 5? Eddie Hall would do it. I don't know. Like, I would really regret eating that many calories on just like a normal day. Like, if I knew I was gonna have like treats and stuff that day, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'll try it. But I think the other part is like, I don't know if the cookies are any good, right? So I'd feel really unhappy if it was like, these cookies are kind of not very good and I just wasted all the calories, right? Their soft serve is pretty good. They just give you a lot, like more than I actually want from that amount. You're craving they make strawberry churros? Where did you get strawberry churros, Sandwich? Did I see the video of Eddie Hall fighting 2 TikTokers? It was like a sanctioned MMA fight. I did not. Actually, I don't think I know who Eddie Hall is.
Things that we have the masked multi-headed attention implemented. Now, here's another multi-headed attention, which is a cross attention to an encoder, which we're not going to implement in this case. I'm going to come back to that later. But I want you to notice that there's a feed-forward part here, and then this is grouped.
Let me see. Scroll down. I'll make some comments. Paper uses masked multi-head attention, which we implemented, but also a cross attention, which we will not implement. There's no way that should have happened. He's like the world's strongest man competitor. Oh, okay. Now this name is familiar. 6'8", 400-pound behemoth who's freakishly strong. You think you're gonna try to work this class too? Nice, nice. I think, I do kind of wonder if like, because PyTorch also has a class that teaches you how to use like. They have one that teaches you how to use PyTorch, but I think they have one that helps you with transformers. I can't remember, but yeah, this one's pretty good. I'm just gonna name a random hole in the wall town. Okay.
into the block that gets repeated again and again. Now the feed-forward part here is just a simple multi-layer perceptron. So the multi-headed, so here position-wise feed-forward networks is just a simple little MLP. So I want to start basically in a similar fashion, also adding computation into the network. And this computation is on a per node level. So I've already implemented it, and you can see the diff.
And this is why I'm making now separate files for each one. So this is V4. Multi-head. Comp layer computation. All right, so we have a feed forward before the bigram language model class. All right, class feed forward and module. Let's see. A simple linear layer, and I think this is not a super simple diagram anymore. Followed by a non-linearity. So def init, self and embed, super dot init self dot net equals, and then sequential, and then dot linear, and embed, and then dot relu, good old relu. And then we have a def. Oh, that's outside that. Def forward self x return self dot net x. Okay, cool. We'll try doing it with Jax. Maybe Jack's curious. Nice, nice. Okay, cool. Maybe you'll get some practice with the. Like, I think the new thing is like O and an X, right? It's just like a cross compatible way. It's because it's like open something. It lets you share different models between different types of, like, what was it, a PyTorch versus a Hugging Face or whatever. When I was like playing with the Hugging Face embeddings, one of the first steps is like download this from whatever repo, then export it to ONNX. And I looked at the documentation for that a little bit, and I was like, oh, okay, that's really nice, actually. It's just like another format that lets you like cross, I guess, share models cross different frameworks or whatever. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure I'm misremembering it, but it was just like, okay, I guess you could try to make it friendly to that type of format in case you want to use it to other stuff. Skip to 245 if the timestamp fails. They spent the whole fight staying away from him until the end. He looks gigantic. Aussie Man reviews.
Stand in the middle. Even if I stand in the middle, you still do nothing. This isn't a freak fight. I'm a freak. Hit me. Come on. Go on. Can Eddie catch him? Or he fell over. That's the most exciting it's been. I went for a tackle. Swingy backhand. Punch. Power bomb.
Oh.
Destination fucked. There it is. Oh, he's holding onto his leg like when you fight your big brother. Do whatever you can. Crikey. Fuck me to the Shadow Realm and back. Are they dead? Was that a death?
Holy crap.
He's breathing. Nah, good on you, Nefati Bros, for doing this fight.
I think you just hit him once.
Just a bit of internet entertainment. So yeah, nah, good shit.
Wait, so did the other guy solo? Is he challenging him solo? After.
Sadistic. Little buddy, I feel bad for you. He's down. Just climb out. I don't care at this point. You guys put on a good show. You can run away. Surely, nah, Ed's got you. You're fucked now. Ed asks permission from the ref. Can I hit him? Yeah, go for it. Couple of hits, no worries. Just taps, really. Just toying with him. Yeah, this is what I expected.
Oh boy. Should do side quest learning CUDA. The craziest thing is Eddie Hall seems like the most friendly guy. Yeah, I thought I've heard that he's a really nice guy. Except apparently when he's in an octagon. Which I guess like he did actually ask the ref, like, can I hit him? Yeah, I don't know. Years ago I talked to, you watched him with Magnus? Okay, yeah. Magnus seems very chill. What was it? Years ago I talked to a data scientist, and he was like, briefly, I guess I just asked him about like what his career was like and stuff, and he said for fun he tried to learn CUDA, and he said it was terrible. But he also said, like, I mean, he didn't like C, and I guess it's like closer to that, and he's just like, it was a huge bear. Apparently the other two combined weigh around 280 pounds, and Eddie weighs 330. Sheesh. All right. ahead after. So then we have self dot feed forward equals feed forward. He has a typo. Feed forward, not feed forward. And embed. Okay, cool. And then we would need to use that in some other place, like probably down here.
Highlighted on the left here when I've added or changed things. Now before we had the self.
Okay. So in forward, instead of, we need another line here for x equals self dot feed forward. Whoop. Then x. Right? Yeah. And then this should be dimension BTC.
Multi-headed self-attention that did the communication, but we went way too fast to calculate the logits. So the tokens looked at each other, but didn't really have a lot of time to think on what they found from the other tokens. And so what I've implemented here is a little feed-forward single layer.
Wrong info. They're 291. Here's 366. Jeez.
So it's just a little layer. And then I call it feed-forward and embed. And then this feed-forward is just called sequentially right after the self-attention. So we self-attend, then we feed-forward. And you'll notice that the feed-forward here, when it's applying linear, this is on a per token level. All the tokens do this independently. So the self-attention is the communication, and then once they've gathered all the data, now they need to think on that data individually. And so that's what feed-forward is doing, and that's why I've added it here. Now, when I train this, the validation loss actually continues to go down, now to 2.24, which is down from 2.28. The outputs...
All right, let's give this a try. So Python, src, bigram, before. Yes, I did mean that. Thank you. Let's see. I should have remembered that it's actually LU is linear unit, not and RE is rectified, so that's why the E isn't capitalized. Wait, did I? Oh, I forgot to save it. Thought I saved it. I was wrong. Okay, cool. It's training. Loss is pretty bad initially. Okay, 2 point. Okay, now we're basically, all right, at step 900 are basically where our V2 model was. Yeah, like I had to, because I had to reboot my computer, I couldn't save. I forgot to save all these things. I do believe this is better than before, but we'll see what the outputs were, like loss value wise. Yeah, 2.27. I think, pretty sure that's better, but it still kind of gave gibberish. So we'll see if maybe this is actually going to give us some words. Yeah. It's still gibberish. It looks, I don't know why, but it reminds me of Dutch.
Still look kind of terrible, but at least we've improved the situation. And so as a preview, we're going to now start to intersperse the communication with the computation. And that's also what the transformer does when it has block.
Okay, so I'll write that down. Is we add a computation layer value in V4, but it also isn't enough. So we will add a computation. What do you say? Computation and communication?
The communication with the computation. And that's also what the transformer does when it has blocks that communicate and then compute, and it groups them and replicates them. Okay, so let me show you what we'd like to do. We'd like to do something like this. We have a block.
To make, okay.
And this block is basically this part here, except for the cross attention. Now
all right, so another version of this. Copy, paste, let me see, V5. We'll call this block computation and communication. File name is getting long. And this is also before bigram model. So class block module transformer block communication followed by computation. Hey. So def init. Oh, it doesn't super from anything. At least not directly. Self and embed. Oh no. What did I do? Okay. Embed. And head. Oh. And embed. Embedding dimension. And head. Number of heads need like. Okay, so super. Oh, it does super. Okay, I jumped the gun. I was like, it must super, right? Init. Let's see, head size equals n embed. I still don't know what the operation's called. Do y'all know? I just call it floor divide. SA equals multi head attention and head size. Self dot feed forward equals feed forward and embed def forward self x. It's gonna be x equals self dot sa x, and then x equals self dot feed forward x, and then return x. You remember Eddie Hall and his wife made a video where they swapped diets. So she was trying to eat like 10,000 calories and he was trying to somehow eat only to 1K. What? Dude, 1K is like a single meal for me. Sometimes, like a really big meal. I think my normal meals are like 700 or 800 calories, maybe 600.
The block basically intersperses communication and then computation. The communication is done using multi-headed self-attention, and then the computation is done using a feed-forward network on all the tokens independently. Now, what I've added here also is you'll notice this takes the number of embeddings in the embedding dimension and the number of heads that we would like, which is kind of like group size in group convolution. And I'm saying that the number of heads we like is 4, and so because this is 32, we calculate that because this is 32, the number of heads should be 4, the head size should be 8, so that everything sort of works out channel-wise. So this is how the transformer structures sort of the sizes, typically. So the head size will become 8, and then this is how we want to intersperse them. And then here, I'm trying to create blocks, which is just a sequential
Head and head is 4. Why am I typing this? And then self dot head equals and then dot linear and embed vocab size.
application of block. So
it's only for a day, so it wasn't like prolonged torture session. Oh, okay. That's still, I mean, that sounds like very, for both of them, it sounds like awful, right? Like 10,000 calories is... Feel concerned about someone eating a 1K calorie diet being with someone that is a 10K calorie diet.
So that we're interspersing communication feed forward many times, and then finally we decode. Now, I actually tried to run this, and the problem is this doesn't actually give a very good answer, and a very good result. And the reason for that is we're starting to actually get like a pretty deep neural net, and deep neural nets suffer from optimization issues, and I think that's.
Oh, let me write this down. What was it? Communication followed by computation. Communication leading into computation block starts turning to a deep net and thus more reliant on optimization.
we're kind of like slightly starting to run into. So we need one more idea that we can borrow from the transformer paper to resolve those difficulties. Now there are two optimizations that dramatically help with the depth of these networks and make sure that the networks remain optimizable. Let's talk about the first one. The first one in this diagram is, you see this arrow here, and then this arrow and this arrow. Those are skip connections, or sometimes called residual connections. They come from this paper, the Procedural Learning for Recognition, from about 2015, that introduced the concept. Now, these are basically, what it means is you transform the data, but then you have a skip connection with addition from the previous features. Now, the way I like to visualize it, that I prefer, is the following. Here the computation happens from the top to bottom, and basically you have this residual pathway. And you are free to fork off from the residual pathway, perform some computation, and then project back to the residual pathway via addition. And so you go from the inputs to the targets only via plus and plus and plus. And the reason this is useful is because during backpropagation, remember from our micrograd video earlier, addition distributes gradients equally to both of its branches that fed as the input. And so the supervision, or the gradients from the loss, basically hop through every addition node all the way to the input, and then also fork off into the residual blocks. But basically you have this gradient superhighway that goes directly from the supervision all the way to the input, unimpeded. And then these residual blocks are usually initialized in the beginning, so they contribute very, very little, if anything, to the residual pathway. They are initialized that way. So in the beginning, they are sort of almost kind of like not there. But then during the optimization, they come online over time, and they start to contribute. But at least at the initialization, you can go from directly supervision to the input. Gradient is unimpeded and just flows, and then the blocks over time kick in. And so that dramatically helps with the optimization. So let's implement this. So coming back to our block here, basically what we want to do is we want to do x equals x plus self-attention, and x equals x plus self.feed forward. So this is x, and then we...
No residuals. Skip. Oops. With residual skip. And I'll just comment this out. So it becomes x plus this, and then x plus this.
Fork off and do some communication and come back. And we fork off and we do some computation and come back. So those are residual connections. And then swinging back up here, we also have to introduce this projection. So nn.linear.
This is in the init. Yeah. Okay. So with residual skip connection. Self.projection equals nn.linear num heads times num times head size and embed.
And this is going to be from, after we concatenate this is the size and embed. So this is the output of the self-tension itself. But then we actually want the...
Okay, so... no residual. With residual. This is out equals turn.
To apply the projection, and that's the result. So the projection is just a linear transformation of the outcome of this layer. So that's the projection back into the residual pathway. And then here in the feed forward, it's going to be the same thing. I could have a self-dot projection here as well, but let me just simplify it, and let me couple it inside the same sequential container. And so this is the
I was supposed to text someone today. I forgot. It's too late now. Okay, I'll try to remember to do it tomorrow.
And so that's well, that's it. So now we can train this. So I implemented one more small change. When you look into that's well, that's it. So now we can train this. So I implemented one more small change. When you look into the paper again, you see that the dimensionality of input and output is 512 for them, and they're saying that the inner layer here in the feedforward has dimensionality of 2048. So there's a multiplier of 4. And so the inner layer of the feedforward network should be multiplied by 4 in terms of channel sizes. So I came here and I multiplied 4 times embed.
Paper fix. Oops. Cool. 4 times. And then
here for the feedforward, and then from 4 times n embed coming back down to n embed when we go back to the projection. So adding a bit of computation here and growing that layer that is in the residual block on the side of the residual pathway. And then I train this, and we actually get down all the way to
okay, let's try this. Let's get v5. Your model has no. Do you mean LM head? Line 1527. That's not the right line. Fiber model. This one.
Look!
Oh, hey, Maui! Thank you for the raid. Thank you, thank you. How's your stream? I saw you went live and I was like, oh, I'm sorry I'm gonna miss it. I didn't even get to lurk in there. Yeah, how are you doing? How are all of you doing? I have a typo in my code that I'm now trying to fix. But, yeah, welcome in, welcome in. You just played some... Is that Dead by Daylight? Real quick, and you're just chilling. Okay, nice, nice. Welcome in. Yeah, so for people who are new to the stream, my name is Aaron Archrono. I'm a data scientist, and right now I am working through Andre Karpathy's class on building GPT, Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Tokenizer? Man, I actually forgot what that means. Generatively pre-trained transformer. Okay, it's in the YouTube description. So the video we're working through right now is this one. So yeah, and feel free to follow along if you want. But yeah, my normal languages as data scientist are Python and SQL. And then lately I've been starting my streams with like an hour of Diablo 4. And it feels pretty great, but also I am thoroughly addicted to this game. It's like all my willpower stops me from One Deck Platypus. Thank you for the follow. I love platypi are really cool cool animals. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. What was it? All my willpower goes into like I play for an hour and I know because the ad break in OBS, I see the alert come up. I'm like, okay, that's an hour. And all of my willpower makes me go like switch to coding. I could very easily, like, I think if you look back at the VOD or whatever, you'll probably even in chat may confirm or deny this, but I'm pretty sure I said like I could just do a Helltide, and I'm like, that's how you end up playing D4 for like 3 hours. Don't do that. But yeah. Anyway, so Maui, you know the drill. Is there a dish that you're thinking of? And yeah, I guess like for new people, I also I work in this recipe recommender that I'm trying to like add features to. So what it does is it takes the name of a dish that you like and the cuisine it's from, and it returns back, or tries to return back, recipes from different cuisines, but recipes from different cuisines but of similar ingredients. Bo Bon Hue? Oh, okay. I don't know if I have Vietnamese food in here, but that's a pretty good one. Also, Twinkie? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for the first time chat. All right, so we'll do, since Maui rated, we'll do kare kare. But we don't have Filipino food on here. So what are we gonna say as the cuisine it's from? Yeah, and then I can also search for bunbo. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bunbohue. Yeah, kare kare we'll try first. But is it bunbohue? Kare kare gave us grilled mahi mahi with tamarind glaze. That sounds good. Holy crap. Herbed oyster stuffing. Oeuf de plat? Wait, oeuf au plat? I don't know how to pronounce it. My French is terrible. Sauteed duck breasts with wild mushrooms. My, like, every spoken language is terrible, I think. We're gonna hit the free limit. Yeah. Grilled mahi mahi with tamarind glaze. That just sounds really tasty. Okay, so I'll put this in stream notes. Whoop. We got rated by Always Awesome Maui. My keyboard just started hanging. There we go. Maui C. Let's see. Kare. Filipino. We marked as Asian. Let's see. So grilled mahi with tamarind glaze. I actually don't know. I thought kare kare stew. Panlasang Pinoy. Classic. I think this is the site we looked at before. Thick and rich peanut sauce. Traditional recipe composed of oxtail. Okay, cool. So, just off the bat, grilled mahi mahi, not a good recommendation. Because I have this, like, these 5 bullet points I try to use to compare whether or not a recommendation is good. And I feel like it missed quite a bit. Ingredient faithfulness, not good. Cooking prep, not close. Cuisine difference is... I'd say maybe that's clear. Interesting, yes, but bad suggestion because ingredients and cooking prep are very different. Like, grilled mahi mahi, I don't think will end up as something like a stew. And then mahi mahi gonna be the best fish name. Have you seen the state fish of Hawaii? I think that has, like, a great name. So bill was presented to Governor of Hawaii, which permanently reinstated the reef triggerfish as the state fish of Hawaii. The humu nuku 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 pua, I think. Humu. It's starting to blend together. Like, you know those, like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, all the letters are starting to blend together if it's an optical illusion for me. Like, I can read it once and I can think I can get it, and then afterwards I'm like, no. So yeah. Also, I think they're known for biting. Like, Twinkie, thank you for the follow. Thank you. I think they, like, yeah, it's pretty. It's a pretty fish. Is it this fish or another one? I forget. But they kind of, like, yeah, there you go. They I think they spit sand from their mouths. But there's a fish in Hawaii that, like, they can bite your feet. And some people think of it as, like, a little bit of a spa because they'll, like, eat the dead skin off your feet or something. But I'm pretty sure when I was in Hawaii, oh, we're in an ad break. I got bit by one of these. It did not feel good. Yeah, okay, so let me put these recipes in. And then we mahi as a name is great, but humu nuku apua is the state fish of Hawaii. All right, let me put this link in. Weirder experience, but it felt nice afterwards. You went to an onsen in Japan that had a bitey fish thing to soak your feet in. Weird experience. I don't know how I'd feel. I would give it a try, but I'm also like, man, that sounds weird. But I don't know. I don't do any. I don't go to spas like at all. So, you know, maybe I just need to treat myself better. Oyster stuffing. Oyster stuffing with bacon and herbs. Oop. I didn't want that. Move to trash. There we go. So, same metrics. These are not close. Maybe a little bit. I don't think so. Vegetal components. Yeah, man. I don't think this is close either. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, it sounds good. I like oysters. Let's see. Oof, I'll plot. So this is eggs. Oof, I'll plot. It's just fried eggs. Okay. It's literally just fried eggs. Let's see. Made from chicken eggs by the method of frying pan quickly through oil or butter. Fried egg with the liquid, which is in between whites and runny. Wall drag. Okay. This is so funny. This is a terrible suggestion. Oof. Oh, plot. Okay, so same metrics. Interesting. No. These are literally fried eggs. Don't get me wrong, I like fried eggs, but how is that remotely similar to I think it's because there's nothing quite like what's in this recipe in my database, my scrape database, and I could see it as also confused if it looks for like a seafood kare kare, or even like a vegetarian one that uses eggs or something. But yeah, it's like I'm very lost. This is like, so far we're at like 0 for 3. Sauteed duck breast with the wild mushrooms. We're at 0 for 4. I mean, I would eat this. I love duck. I love wild mushrooms most of the time. So this sounds delicious, but also, I mean, I don't... Interesting. Maui, I think you broke Melion because it doesn't know how to handle Filipino food, I think. Shaved Brussels sprouts with shallot sauce. Again, sounds delicious. Not kare kare. Likely not similar at all. Man, I really wonder what happened. And I forgot we looked up Heinz ketchup cake. That was a long time ago. All right, let's look for something else. Are you creating a graph on ingredients or something? So, yeah, it is exactly. It's a sunny side up egg, and it sounds fancy due to it being French. But yeah, so one of the things is like, it's fun, and this is a way to try to improve the suggestions, I think, is like, it sounds really cool to get these suggestions, but if I keep getting ones like these, for example, where the suggestions are just actually bad, I have to be able to like influence the algorithm when I deploy a new model to be like, hey, these suggestions were just not good. So like, if I were a user and I wanted to use like, if I wanted suggestions for kare kare, knowing that it's like, it's got oxtail and peanut butter, and like, this is honestly, it's a very wild combination of ingredients from like someone who's only used to Western food, essentially. Like the shrimp paste is a big one that I'd be like, how am I gonna substitute this? So like, if I kept looking for things like this, or at least had a little bit of ingredient similarity, and I got all of these things, I don't think I would use this recipe recommender, right? Because it's not very good. Like, look at these ingredients, right? It's like banana flour bud. I don't think I've got another recipe that has that in my database. Oxtail, yes, that's probably not that uncommon. Bok choy wouldn't be that uncommon. String beans wouldn't be that uncommon. The eggplants wouldn't be uncommon. But in my opinion, I feel like the big things for this particular dish would be like the peanuts, the peanut butter, the shrimp paste, and the oxtail. So I feel like as someone, and I mean, maybe the annatto seeds, but I feel like at least when I've used annatto seeds before, you just use those for color more than actual taste. So how I would rate these things is like importance of ingredients would be like oxtail, peanuts, shrimp paste, and probably this banana flour bud. If the algorithm doesn't suggest things to at least hit on some of these key ingredients, then I feel like it's not doing a very good job. So there's got to be something that's like, how can I influence this so that it can further like actually find these similar ingredients? And I think like when I put in this like new review system, then it can be like, okay, it's just like it can help steer the direction that's supposed to go. Annatto gives bun. I'm gonna scroll back. Bun bow way. It's color, just like I said. Oh, okay, cool. And also, I learned from chat. So let's see. Twinkie. Way is pronounced like bun bow way. Okay, cool. Yeah, today I learned. And I've made like there's a dish I learned from like Once Upon a Time in Mexico from what was his name, Robert Rodriguez. It's like puerco pibil. It uses annatto, and it's just to color the broth, essentially. I was watching DVD and found this puerco cochinillo pibil recipe. This is from exactly the same recipe that I use, I think. Probably can't read that because it has like a half pixel width on the font. Who did this? So annatto seeds, grind them together. I mean, it does look similar. And there's a Mexican restaurant near my old workplace. Oh, hey, it's Babish. There's a Mexican restaurant near my old workplace. Oh, these are now just a paywall. I remember someone was complaining about this on Reddit. And they had cochinillo pibil, and I was just like, I'm 100% getting that. It's so good. It's just like slow-cooked pork. Traditional Yucatec Mayan slow-roasted pork dish from the Yucatan Peninsula. Preparation of traditional cochinita involves marinating the meat in strongly acidic citrus juice, adding annatto seed, which imparts a vivid burnt orange color, roasting the meat in a pibe while it is wrapped in banana leaf. Cochinita means baby pig, so true cochinita pibil involves roasting a whole suckling pig. Alternatively, pork shoulder or butt roast or pork loin are used in many recipes. High acid content of the marinade and slow cooking time tenderize the meat, allowing otherwise tough pieces of meat to be used. The Yucatecan recipes always employ the juices of Seville or bitter oranges for marinating. In areas where bitter oranges are not common, the juice of sweet oranges combined with lemons, limes, or vinegar is employed to approximate the effect of the bitter orange on the meat. Another important ingredient in all recipes is achiote, or annatto, which gives the dish its characteristic color and adds flavor. It's usually eaten with side dishes such as yellow corn tortilla, red pickled onions, refried black beans, and habanero chilies. Traditionally, cochinita pibil is buried in a pit with a fire at the bottom to roast it. So good. It's a recurring element in the movie Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Wait, I forgot. Johnny Depp is in this movie? I totally forgot. Huh. Wait, how did... Okay, let's look this up. How did annatto end up in a Vietnamese dish? Vietnamese jam has yet to make it in mainstream American cuisine. It's a rich and spicy soup with deep layers of flavor. The central Vietnamese soup is paired with tender slices of beef and pork and topped with lots of fresh herbs. That color looks great. That looks so good. Wait, is that pig blood? Hue beef noodle soup. City of Hue was put on the map, Vietnam's capital in 1802. Let's see. That looks like lemongrass and shallot. Pink. Oh, that is annatto seed. There will be blood congealed and cubed. Congealed pork blood. You can congeal it, coagulate it by setting fresh blood in a container, then boiling with salt to solidify it. Kind of dense, slightly chewy, holds its shape when bitten. Pretty tasty. Okay, so there's a Chinese restaurant I used to go to. They would have pig's blood or pork blood as one of the things in there. So good. And it's kind of odd because it's like extra firm tofu that's red in my like it's like the texture. But then when I reheated the leftovers, it just melted back into the broth and I was like, that part not cool. Yeah. I forfeit my chance of ordaining, skip the pork blood. The banana flowers. Oh, wow, those look cool. I've never seen those before. Sliced banana flower. I found this in a Persian market. The satay spicy chili condiment. You literally just rehydrate dried chilies, mince the fresh aromatics, and throw everything into a pan on medium and stir until it thickens up and intensifies. Nice. Oh, that looks so good. Wait. Does it not have annatto seeds? This one doesn't... Yeah, it does. Okay, annatto seeds. It doesn't keep like... Annatto seeds. Like, how did I... Do you see my confusion? I guess it's also like, spicy chilies, I think, are from the New World. And then definitely tomatoes are from the New World. And so I've told this story before, but for new people, like one time my dad was cooking eggs and tomatoes and I was just like, hey dad, would you say eggs and tomatoes is like a very traditional Chinese dish? And he was like, oh yeah, like every Chinese family like makes this. And he's like actually cooking it for us. And he said like, when he said, oh yeah, it's traditional, because like every family does it, I was just like, Dad, tomatoes are from the New World. Do you know how tomatoes got to China? Like, I really have no idea. And he was shaking the wok, and then he just stopped, and he tried to think about it, and he's like, I don't know. And like, we looked it up on stream. I think tomatoes got to China by way of Portugal through the, all the, the trade routes and stuff. So now I'm kind of wondering, like, if annatto is native to tropical parts of the Americas, how did the color and stuff get used in Bun Boe? Believed to originate tropical regions from Mexico to Brazil. His hair colored with annatto. Dude, that looks so cool. Coloring and flavoring agent in various cuisines from Latin America, the Caribbean, and Philippines. In other countries, it was taken home by Spanish and Portuguese colonizers in the 16th century. Okay. Its use to spread in historic times to other parts of the world was incorporated in local culinary traditions of many countries outside the Americas. Especially especially in Chamorro, Mariana Islands. Okay. Vietnamese and Filipino cuisines. Okay. Wow. This is yeah, I remember like one of the main uses of annatto is you color cheese. And the Philippines use sauce of pancit. Wow, this is really cool. Today I learned that annatto has spread to a lot of places. Let's see. From chat/derail, annatto is native to tropical Americas, but spread via the Spanish and Portuguese. I was like, how do you spell Portuguese? You didn't realize there's... Yeah, I guess because it doesn't really have a taste. I'm not really sure. I feel like that Puerco Pibil recipe, like Robert Rodrigo is saying, like, it really doesn't taste like anything. But I think, if I remember correctly, you have to be careful when dealing with the liquid because it does stain, which I guess makes sense. Like, look at his hair. Yeah. Okay. Let's also. Oh wait. I think this was for. Yeah, this was for Bun Bo Hue. And then Twinkie suggested Bun Bo Hue, a Vietnamese dish that looks fantastic, and I want to try it. Spicy lime and herbed tofu in lettuce cups. Cool. These are very different. Ingredient faithfulness. That's oxtail again. Man, I don't even know how to... Ingredient faithfulness in this one, I could see the herbs mattering, right? Like, the way maybe got split up. Oh, there's more shrimp paste. I think ingredient faithfulness, I would say not close. And cooking prep, not close. Yes, yeah. But, I mean, I would eat this, the spicy lemon herb tofu. I don't know about the lettuce cups. Spicy tofu and lemongrass stir fry. Why is there so much tofu? So, like, one of the things I want to fix is that right now the way Melion works is it calls the edamame API, which finds 10 different versions of the dish that you're looking for, and then like kind of I do some processing, so it kind of like aggregates all those recipes together to make like an average dish kind of. But I lose control over it because I don't know what the algorithm is like for the actual search, and things can change all the time. So one thing I'd like to do differently is actually query the scrape database to try to find a dish that's similar already without it calling towards like... The nice thing about edamame is actually it does call towards like a lot of different websites, and then my scrape database is only from Epicurious currently. So it would be nice to add sources and stuff, but actually, yeah, if you've got a recommendation for like a place I can get Vietnamese food, I don't think there's a lot of Vietnamese dishes in my database right now. Fun shrimp. That has got to be one of the most vague titles I've ever seen. I have no idea what's in the shrimp. And also because like I don't pay for this, so I very quickly hit like the free recipe limit. I'm just like, okay. Roast lemongrass chicken. I think I've made something like this once, and it was quite delicious. But I also don't think... Like, maybe if you made, like, a non-red meat sort of broth, I guess this could work, but I'm not totally sure. At least this is, like, the first one that we know uses lemongrass. Bourbon glazed baby back ribs. I don't think this matches at all, but I can kind of see why the ingredients. Bourbon glazed baby back ribs. I think actually ingredient wise, this one might be a little closer. I'd say the ingredient faithfulness okay. Cooking prep not closely. Yeah. Lemongrass is a primary ingredient of bunboe. Oh wait, let me scroll back up. Let's see. Sure, it sounds like crazy. And you've had oxtail in your bunboe. It was in here. So actually, I don't know if this. Would you say this is like a authentic recipe or something? If not using oxtail, double the amount of MSG. That's great. Lemongrass is primary ingredient, and I think there are a lot of vegetarian lemongrass. That's what I was thinking too. Like lemongrass is so tasty that I could see it's just like it plays really well with things like tofu or I think it's just good in general. I think lemongrass is certainly a primary ingredient. Just open an incognito window to get by the paywall for a few entries. Let's see. Let's go back. Spicy tofu, open in private window. Oh, there you go. Okay. Good call. Oh, no. Okay. I can't scroll. Okay, I can't do it. It figured it out. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. We tried. But I don't know. Maybe you'll have better luck. So this is the lettuce cup one, and then the spicy tofu and lemongrass, which, I mean, and the lemongrass chicken. I mean, all of those sound good. I don't know what fun shrimp is. It looks very similar to what your mother-in-law does, but you can't speak Viet, so you can't ask her for the recipe. Well, not yet. I mean, that's probably a good reason to learn Viet, right? I mean, so I really only speak English. I speak a little bit of Mandarin and a little bit of Japanese. And one time, like, I told this to people, and one time one of my for a long time people in chat, I'm sorry I'm telling this story again, but I told this to people, like, I only really speak English. And then I've gone to like lunch with coworkers and stuff, and then we'll order stuff in different languages. Like if we go to a Chinese restaurant, people order in Chinese and stuff, or like in French or whatever, I'll be describing like how a dish. I'm really into food, if this is not obvious already. But I'll, like, if someone says an ingredient or a process or something, I'll try to, like, I'll translate it into English and just ask, like, is this how it is? And I think, like, one time one of my coworkers was just like, hold on a second. The only words you know in other languages, are they basically only food or food related? And I was like, yeah, I think so. And she's like, that's really funny, and that's kind of awesome. But yeah, like I can barely ask for directions, but if you ask me what like a omurice is or okonomiyaki or yeah. Okay, let's go back to this class. Maybe we'll finish it within like half an hour.
The optimization. So let's implement this. So coming back to our block here, basically what we want to do is we want to do x equals x plus.
Oh, there's this.
And x equals x.
That's right. I messed this up. This bigram language model. I think when I made the block, so we have to go back. LM head. Wait, no, that's... Where is SA heads? That's in Bigram language model. Okay.
Starting to actually get like a pretty deep neural net. And deep neural nets suffer from optimization issues, and I think that's what we're kind of like slightly starting to run into. So we need one more idea that we can board from optimize. And the reason for this, and the forward many, many times, and then
blocks. That's what I forgot to change. And then we don't need this part. Okay, cool. All right, now we can go all the way forward again.
Couple it inside the same sequential container. And so this is the projection layer going back into the residual pathway. And so that's, well, that's it.
Hiroshima Okonomiyaki. We're going to be back in Japan January through March. Ooh, nice. Came from Hiroshima just for the food. It's a lot of fun just sitting at the hot plate while they cook it up. Dude, okay, so... what was I gonna say? I don't know who translated okonomiyaki as... Someone said it's Japanese pizza, and I was like, oh, cool. And the first time I had it, I was like, whoever said that is very wrong. I was like, it's basically just like a savory pancake with like shredded, I think it's cabbage, not lettuce. But I mean, it translates to like anything you want fried, I thought. And I've had it in Tokyo and it was really good. I've never had the Hiroshima like version. What makes it different? And also like I drove a Miata, so like Mazda headquarters is in Hiroshima. So like I feel like I would like go make a pilgrimage there and then stand in front of their building and be like, where's the RX-7? Why is there no RX-7? We all want an RX-7. Noodles instead of cabbage is primary care. I am on board. I'm so on board. I would love that more than... Holy crap. I love that more than cabbage. I mean, it's way unhealthier, but holy crap, that sounds so much better. Rotary engines are just weird. Hey, no, yes, but also no. They just occasionally need to be revved up to redline for extended periods so that you burn off all the carbon. I've never had a rotary. But like one of my former coworkers was really big on rotaries, and I feel like when I first joined that company, so it was Niantic, which I should say for context, I got laid off from there, so I'm not working there anymore. But when I first joined the company, I remember walking around the office and I saw like a 3D printed, what appeared to be a 3D printed rotary engine, and I was like, huh. And then the person whose desk it was came back, and we introduced ourselves, and I was just like, did you 3D print a Wankel engine or a rotary engine? And he was like, you recognize this? I'm like, yeah. There's super cool engines. And he was just telling me like he daily drives an RX-8 and he has an RX-7. And I was just like, holy shit. So he was telling me that like they're actually not that unreliable. They just have to take care of them. They're a little finicky. They benefit a lot from like revving the hell out of them. Their fuel efficiency is indeed very bad. And then I since like have talked to some people, like I know someone who redid the turbo and installed a water methanol injection system in their RX-7. And now I think they're pushing like 350 horsepower to the wheels or something. And he said like, you know what's very funny is that like these mods are basically not only were they to give you more power, they also help cool the engine. So it actually just makes it run more reliably and less finicky. And he's like, the fuel efficiency is still bad, but like I don't have to worry about it like blowing up or anything. Concept of a rotor engine is fascinating. Your wife and I play Pogo. You switch to Monster Hunter now. I guess it's out of the house in the cold. Okay, nice. Yeah, I never played Monster Hunter now. I tried to get in on the internal beta a long time ago, but then when someone told me what the core gameplay loop was, it was just like, one, I've never played Monster Hunter at all. And then people told me what the core gameplay loop was, and I was like, I think that's not for me. I like Pogo walking around and like maybe communicating with people, but just like playing Pokemon. And then someone else told me what the core gameplay loop of Monster Hunter, not now, like regular Monster Hunter is. And I was like, wait, there's just a bunch of grinding and like raiding giant monsters with your friends. And it was my brother, and he was like, yeah. I'm like, why the fuck wasn't this? I don't understand. This seems like a perfect game to have been made into a Niantic game, and they waited a really long time to make it. And I don't know. I talked to some people and they said like it feels really grindy, and it's just like, dude, that's the game. You raid monsters to get more parts, to get better weapons, to raid more monsters. It's very much like WoW, just not as an MMO. Yeah, how are you doing? Yeah, how's your Thursday / Friday? Niantic the gaming arm, the CIA, and the NSA. Monster Hunter now is more intense, and it's exactly like that. I have seen people play it. I think it is more rewarding if like the other game. I actually worked on Pokemon Go. The other game I worked on was NBA All World, and NBA All World did not strike a chord with me because I felt like I was too focused on the game, and it was I don't know how to say this. I feel like it was inherently single player, which is very weird. But like you had to focus so much on it that like it really like kind of distracted. Like Pogo, you can kind of just like walk around and spin stuff on your phone and let go, and you can not fully commit to mentally playing. But NBA All World, I felt like you'd be really committed to playing. And then it seemed like Monster Hunter now is the same deal, where like once you're playing, you're actually like really playing. And people were showing me like how sensitive, I guess, like the different attack motions and stuff were. I was like, this seems really cool. I don't want to get suckered into another Niantic game because I play Pokemon Go and Pikmin Bloom. And if you want something super casual, Pikmin that just encourages you to walk, Pikmin Bloom is the one. Because like it's more or less just a really fancy and pretty pedometer. It just helps you track your steps, and you can like plant flowers. And when you look at the map, it looks gorgeous if everyone has been planting flowers. But like not a whole lot of active engagement in that game. The NBA game got canceled. It very much did. Yeah. And I have a lot of commentary on it, and they definitely made me sign a non-disparagement and non-disclosure agreement. You grind, pay for more storage. You get in a battle and you need to focus on it, you can't, or you die and you can't play. That was what I noticed was like, when my friends and coworkers played, like they'd meet up and coordinate, like we're gonna start the raid, and everyone would be talking, and then like the raid would start and they were so focused on playing. There'd be like little jokes and stuff, but it wasn't like like I've had whole conversations with people like playing Pokemon Go and like doing raids and stuff, but like they were just like zeroed in. They were dialed in on like whatever raid boss it was, and I was just like, oh boy. You don't think there's any real social aspect to Monster Hunter now? I see. Does it link with Campfire? But yeah, I think, back to rotaries is like, I think rotaries are supposed to be pretty good for generators, so they may be used in range extenders soon. What gets pretty angry quite often because different weapons use different weapons and need more maintenance to play.
So now we can train this. So I implemented one more small change. When you look into the paper again, you see that the dimensionality of input and output is 512 for them.
Oh, we fixed this already.
Okay, and the second innovation that is very helpful for optimizing...
Oh, wait. We changed this. Did we run it again? Let's see if it works. No errors, no errors, no errors. Yes, no errors. You die more than she does, and she has to wait for you to heal back up so you can play it again. That's funny. You don't think there's any campfire integration of Monster Hunter now? Commentary reserved. Oh boy. Non-disparagement. 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 But I am glad that you're having fun with Monster Hunter now. You need to pay if you want to send gifts to your friends in the game. Up until this last patch, there was essentially zero reason. Okay. It's very confusing. Every game is supposed to have some sort of like uniting people via technology aspect to it at Niantic, so it's just really confusing why there's like a no friendship mechanism. Last patch includes some friends shared quests, which is a step, but yeah, no social aspect to it. Up until this last patch. That's the also applies to Metaverse actually. Holy crap, this is way better than before. Loss is low 2.07, 2.08. I mean, it's not great. I mean, it looks like it's trying. It looks like a drunk person is typing in this right now. And like occasionally they get like real words and there's like enough structure. But like before it was just like, it was totally wrong. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Norm that works is right here. So we have this addition now, that's the residual part. But this norm is referring to something.
The residual made a big difference.
So
now
layer
we
norm
do
is implemented in
normalization.
PyTorch. It's
Layer
a paper that came
normalization.
out a while back here. And layer norm is very, very similar to bash norm.
2 hours and 40
so remember
minutes.
back to our Make More series part 3. We implemented bash normalization. And bash normalization basically just made sure that across the bash dimension, any individual neuron had unit Gaussian distribution. So it was 0 mean and unit standard deviation, 1 standard deviation output. So what I did here is I'm copy-pasting the bash norm 1D that we developed in our Make More series. And see here we can initialize, for example, this module, and we can have a batch of 32 100-dimensional vectors feeding through the bash norm layer. So what this does is it guarantees that when we look at just the 0th column, it's a 0 mean, 1 standard deviation. So it's normalizing every single column of this input. Now the rows are not going to be normalized by default because we're just normalizing columns. So let's now implement layer norm. It's very complicated. Look, we come here, we change this from 0 to 1. So we don't normalize the columns, we normalize the rows. And now we've implemented layer norm.
That's
so
funny.
Now the columns are not going to be normalized, but the rows are going to be normalized. For every individual example, its 100-dimensional vector is normalized in this way. And because our computation now does not span across examples, we can delete all of this buffers stuff because we can always apply this operation and don't need to maintain any running buffers. So we don't need the buffers. There's no distinction between training and test time. And we don't need these running buffers. We do keep gamma and beta. We don't need the momentum. We don't care if it's training or not. And this is now a layer norm. And it normalizes the rows instead of the columns. And this here is identical to basically this here. So let's now implement layer norm in our transformer. Before I incorporate the layer norm, I just wanted to note that, as I said, very few details about the transformer have changed in the last 5 years, but this is actually something that slightly departs from the original paper. You see that the add and norm is applied after the transformation. Now it is a bit more basically common to apply the layer norm before the transformation. So there's a reshuffling of the layer norms. So this is called the pre-norm formulation, and that's the one that we're going to implement as well. So slight deviation from the original paper.
Let's see. Original paper did add plus normalization after the transformation. Blocks. Now, 5 years since, it's more common to pre-normalize before the blocks, to normalize before the blocks. So that's what we're going to do. Cool. Okay, so let's see how this changes.
Basically, we need two layer norms. Layer norm 1 is
we have so many different... Man, I so optimistically yesterday was like, oh, we'll finish this lecture. Because I was like, we have like, what, an hour or something. Oh shit, I changed the wrong file before. I changed the wrong file each time. Okay, so I don't know why I didn't notice. Oh wait, no, I didn't. I just forgot to delete copy. Okay, v6, and this is going to be layer normalization. Okay, and then rename this and remove copy. Rename this, remove copy. Okay, yeah, so yesterday I was like, oh, we have like an hour, we'll finish, like, there's only like 20 minutes left in the class, and it's like, oh wait, we're doing a lot. Let's see. Okay, so in the block, class head, multi-head attention, feed forward, block, and then now we do a self dot layer norm 1 equals and then
dot layer norm, and we tell it how many, what is the embedding dimension.
Good.
And we need the second layer norm. And then here, the layer norms are applied immediately on X. So self.layer norm 1 applied on X, and self.layer norm 2 applied on X.
Okay. Oops. We can with layer normalization. Self dot layer norm 1 of X, and feed forward is self dot layer norm 2 of X.
X before it goes into self attention and feed forward. And the size of the layer norm here is an embed, so 32. So when the layer norm is normalizing our features, it is the normalization here happens, the mean and the variance are taken over 32 numbers. So the batch and the time act as batch dimensions, both of them. So this is kind of like a per token transformation that just normalizes the features and makes them unit mean, unit Gaussian at initialization. But of course, because these layer norms inside it have these gamma and beta trainable parameters, the layer norm will eventually create outputs that might not be unit Gaussian, but the optimization will determine that. So for now, this is incorporating the layer norms, and let's train them up. Okay, so I let it run, and we see that we get down to 2.
I was like, we're definitely forgetting something. Like, we need the layer norm and embed here. Language model. I think that's okay now. GST. Let me see. GA notebooks, exploratory 07, and then source bigram of v1 dot pi source bigram v1 source 2 dot pi source bigram to the next one. All right, GST, which one's, oh yeah, 3 GA source bigram 3 dot pi, and then GA source, oh, don't need to do G again, source bigram v3 source bigram 4 source bigram 5. Maybe wondering, why don't I just do like source star? And I was always told that that's like not a great practice, because it like subtly encourages you to do smaller commits, which I should have been doing. Like, we're just plowing through these file changes, and you know, it's just creating a new file. It was like, oh yeah, we'll just do this. But like, realistically, probably every time I made a new file and I was done with it, I should have saved and committed. Because now it's just like, this is gonna be a much bigger commit, and that's very ugly. Yeah, in hindsight, I could have just done a bunch of micro commits right now instead of just adding all of these, but it's too late. Source bigram v6. Oops. And then maybe I'll look for someone to raid. I don't think we're going to finish this today. GST. Okay, GC. Add new modules to, what's it called? Neural net. Each file, and rename scripts. Each file has a slightly different, has a different architecture going up to deep nets. Okay, cool. So Python, src, bigram, v6. Let's see if it works. Maybe there's a typo. Hopefully there's not. But maybe it's better. Okay, it's training. Remember our loss before is like 2.07. 2.078, I think. Yeah, 2.078. So let's see where it goes now. Yeah, there's no way I'm finishing this right now. I'm like ready to go to bed. 11 is my bedtime now. Because I wake up at 6:40 to go to the gym and I have not been sleeping super well. The loss is, I feel like it's decreasing pretty quickly, so that's good. How many steps? I think it's 5,000 was the max steps. Starting to slow down. Trying to beat 2.07. Yeah, it's probably gonna beat it. Occasionally see someone else from Niantic on Twitch. It's probably Simulshift, especially if you came from Maui's stream. Let's see. Maui has rated Simulshift before. That's the one. Yeah, actually, we started on the same day. Simulshift is a software engineer. We started on the same day, but that was when Simulshift was an intern, actually. So it's pretty cool. Couldn't remember who it was. Yeah. Well, I mean, hopefully it's okay with me saying that, because, like, I'm very open about, I guess, my professional history and stuff. I don't know if he is as open as I am. So Simulshift, if you're seeing this and people are, like, messaging you about it for whatever reason, like, my bad, if that's not what you want. I don't think this is better. The loss is very marginally better. It's 2.065, so it is a 100th better, essentially. But this still doesn't look that good, like the output, but that's okay. Yeah. I don't know how many other... Oh, actually, I do know other people who stream. They have varying degrees of frequency of streaming, and I think they don't mention that they worked or work at Niantic. It's really just me. Just me and Simulshift, I guess. You're an intern at one point, you're creating this game. Oh no, I don't know if he wants to, like, talk about work that much, you know? But I will say that he was a good intern. He didn't like, I wasn't in his org because I'm in data science, but I heard good things, so yeah. And he seemed like a cool person too, so no fault there. What time is it? 10:55. With 5 minutes into it, 3 hours, I think it's time to look for someone to raid. Let's see who's in software and game dev, and then I can Are the bags under my eyes starting to come through? Yeah, I think so. I think I'm go to bed. Let's see. Twitch. Holy crap, I forgot to shout out Maui for the raid. My bad. I'll just do that now. So yeah, very late, but shout out Mawixi. Thank you for the raid, Maui. Data science is just magic to you, no idea how to make that work. It really depends on the org, is what I've noticed. Some orgs say that they want data science, and it turns out they don't even have the data in place for a data scientist to succeed. Like in a very mature organization, what I've seen is like data scientists can work with the data, experiment on making different models, and then when a model looks like it has promise, they can work with ML engineers to figure out how to deploy it to production. Like data scientists in that type of environment are like working with subsets of large data to test these models, not the entire data set. But in a number of other places, like data scientists just kind of do too much. So sometimes it's like data engineering and data analysts, and then also machine learning engineering, which is too much, right? That's literally 3 people's job. And that's in addition to like the places I've been a data scientist, there's like some mix of that and also a little bit of like product management where you have to convince people to like back whatever idea you have, and it's just like that's way too much work. That's 4 people. That's 4 jobs. Let's see. You work for a large telecom company and got a pretty substantial ML division. You'll stick to your infra engineering. Yeah, like I actually wanted to work for. I thought about working for Comcast or AT&T because they have like interesting positions for ML stuff. I was thinking, my experiences so far, the things I really like are natural language processing. But I think what I'm trying to do is like dial back so that I'm not doing 3 to 4 people's jobs. I'd really like, ideally, I feel like I'd like to work on the like more engineering-y side or something more machine learning and applied, and like trying to work on that stuff. But you know, the market is really crappy, so I'm just trying to keep my options open. So yeah, I've been applying to more like product slash analyst positions lately, which is like, it's not 100% what I want to be doing, but it is like, it's not like it's a bad job. It's just that I was hoping to do more advanced stuff. But yeah, nowadays, like, people, okay, so I saw a listing earlier today, and the listing was asking for, I think, an ML engineer with like at least 2 years experience working with large language models. And I was kind of like, they only got popular like 2 years ago. What kind of person are you trying to hire? And you know, you really think that person is going to take like they're hot shit right now. Do you think they're going to take like a 75% pay cut to work for you? So yeah, and I think that's what I'm trying to remember is like the next job, it either can be a really fun job or it can just pay the bills. It doesn't have to do both. So yeah, also it'd be super nice if I don't get laid off again. You saw a prompt engineer role requiring 7 years of experience. I don't know who wrote that job listing. They sound like they have no idea what they're talking about. It reminds me of the like, there was a post of someone who got like rejected from like a Ruby on Rails job because they didn't have enough years of experience of Ruby on Rails, and the person just replied with like, I'm the primary author of that, and it didn't exist that long. And I was just like, holy crap. Yeah, let's see. Who is on in software and game dev? Grim is on. Karayan, welcome in. Were you lurking this whole time? How are you doing? There's a post on the data engineering subreddit asking for 10 years of DBT. Are you fucking kidding me? That's insane. Hold on, I'm trying to look up like How old is DBT? You probably already know this, but it's just like we need to look this up. Learn how I tried to search just DBT, but not behavior therapy. I heard about DBT in 2019. 246 releases. I mean, that's a great thing about Git, is you can just look through the entire history of something, right? 2016. Version 0.2, 0.2.3.0, 2016. And they wanted 10 years of experience in DBT. Like MS not hiring Guido because he didn't have enough Python experience. This is so funny. Like DBT, I heard about it in 2019, I think, or 2020, and it was like a up and coming technology. That was like my job at Medicare. One of our contractor data engineers was like raving about DBT. And this was like early 2021, I think, and we were trying to refactor, or he was trying to refactor and like use it as as an example of what could be better. Typo that meant DMT. we want 30 years experience in Julia. Which I think is legitimate. Oh, okay. It's actually from 2012, so it's older than I thought. Wow, Julia is actually older than DBT. I guess it's actually not surprising. What is like a Rust? How old is Rust? It's probably older. 2015. Hey. What has got to be like the newest Mojo? I think that's like 2008. 2023. Okay, sorry, I meant 2018, not 2008. 2023. We imagine a job posting that's like, yeah, we want like 10 years experience in Mojo. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? They test for drugs just to make sure you're on. Yeah, also like Twinkie, I guess is now a surprise. I was like not swearing at all or whatever, but like in general, I am pretty cynical. So anyone who's new to my stream, like I'm pretty cynical and I will swear. So like my apologies if you're expecting like super family friendly stream, but it's like 11 p.m. Pacific time, so like your kids shouldn't be up right now. Sounds like a streamer you can get behind. But yeah. Founded by Chris Latner, the original architect of Swift. Oh, that's pretty cool. And LLVM, that's also very cool. And Tim Davis, former Google employee. Mojo development goes back to 2022. First publicly testable version made available via hosted playground. And September 2023 is available local download for Linux and then Mac OS in October 2023. Modular open source library started accepting contribute. Oh wow, that was this year? That was 2 months ago? 2 or 3 months ago. That's insane. Created for easy transition for Python. Is not... Wait, they just... This is open source. Influence from Rust. Huh. Mojo files use the .fire emoji. I have like, okay, this is like, I'll wait for the ad break to end, and I'll also like look for Summoner Raid. Hold on a second. I had Twitch open. Unicode name file names. That's what I'm saying. What the fuck? All right, let me look Who can we raid? We're gonna go to software and game dev. It might be Aaron, because I am lazy. I'm getting like progressively very tired. Like my energy is going like this. Let's see. Oh, Chrissy Codes is on. Aaron does a lot of viewers right now. Holy crap. It must be really degen in there. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Twinkie. You can't hear you because of ads. Fine, please stay here for 10 more minutes. No, I'm... Agree with Bixie. Why 10 more minutes?
Oh, I'm gonna skip this one because I know Yake's the song. Also, it came in like really loud in my ears. It's too much.
Let me put... Why 10 minutes?
Deadslab, how was your stream? What'd you do? Rebuilding your entire inventory?
Firefox is great for ads. You can pop up the picture-in-picture video while the ads are playing. Oh, I've actually never tried that. Just like the number 10. Okay, we got like 15 seconds. Then unmute the picture and mute that ad. It's pretty clever, Twinkie. So I'm using Opera now, except Opera will also play ads, and it's just like, what is this? Opera used to not play ads, and then all of a sudden someone figured it out, and it's just like, god damn it. Yeah, so the thing I had like a maybe boomer reaction to is like Mojo files use... I zoomed in and it didn't keep the right spot. Mojo files use the .buyer or .mojo file extension. And maybe this is the boomer in me, but like, I hate this. I hate this so much. I'm just like, why would you do that? I know it's because you can, and because like this is a language from 2023 and they can do this now. But like, just fucking make it like a normal file extension. Oh my god. You can hear me. Nice, nice. People use Opera still. Yeah, it's based off Chromium. And I also use Firefox. I have too many tabs open in it, so I can't run it while I'm streaming. And then now I switched to Opera for stream only. And then now I have too many tabs in Opera, so it's a huge problem. What's the alt code for that shit? Unique keyboard with a fire key on it. I don't even know how you type this in. What the hell? But yeah, no, I'm not staying up for another 10 minutes. I'm going to bed. But yeah, who should we raid? Currently at 153 tabs. We don't talk about the number. Just like asking a person's body count. Just kidding. Oh no, that was why you wanted me to... Okay, I was gonna raid Aaron. I'm very sleepy. Okay. Who... Now we need to find someone else to raid. I'm not staying up. Welcome in, raiders. We're continuing this snowball? Yeah. And we'll probably go to Grim. But welcome in, raiders. My name is Chrono or Aaron. I am very sleepy. We saw you picking a raid target. We figured we'd let you do it for us. Also, hi Aaron. Let me see if this is on global cooldown or not. Shout out, Aaron. Sweet. What recipe? For new people, my name is Aaron or Chrono. I think I just said that. Also, thanks for the follow, Dr. Ink Music. I am a data scientist, and I've been working through Andre Carpet and Deadslab. Thank you for the follow. Thanks for all the first-time chats from people. So Shiloh, well, you're not a first-time chatter. Oh yeah, you are. Okay, Shiloh, Deadslab, thank you. And then Shiloh, thank you for the follow too. my brain is fried right now. So I'm a data scientist. My normal languages are Python and SQL. I work on a recipe recommender on my stream that, as we found today, is like actually not very good at suggesting new recipes. Casper, how are you doing? What keyboard is this? This is an Iris keyboard. Okay, first of all, let me get Melion open again. If you want to recommend a dish errand, then I'm curious what you want to see. So, this is my admittedly janky recipe recommender right now. So yeah, all the graphics are broken because I'm upgrading stuff, and then for some reason things didn't work in DigitalOcean, but it's okay. I'm working on the back end anyway. But yeah, my actual keyboard is an Iris keyboard. I think that's a, let me see, keyboard. I thought I put that command in there. This is my keyboard. Keyboard nunchucks. Wildly impractical in combat. More likely to injure you than injure your opponent. Let's see. Oh, there's so many recipes. Okay, we're gonna pick. You're once again asking chat to pick a recommendation for you. I think we've done borscht in the past. Let me see, but we'll do, because I think we did like borscht. Wait, did we not? Oh yeah, it's right here. Oh, we've done it before, so we can't do that one. Pad Thai. Yeah, sorry, Yag. You just saw good recipe for borscht. Wait, Jaeger Schnitzel? Even older. Yeah, mine's a version 6. It's not a version 8. So yeah, I don't know what is different with the 8. Purple PCB? That looks really cool. Let's see, off to the side. Okay, let's look at Jaeger Schnitzel. First, let's get an example. So it's Hunter Schnitzel. Stationed in Germany with the army. It is best served with french fries to clean up the remaining gravy and a nice garden salad. What's a salad? I'm just kidding. Okay, so it's schnitzel. I guess for... That looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. And if you've got a suggestion for like schnitzel with mushroom gravy, I'm totally on board. Is there, if there's a Jaeger Schnitzel, is there Kaiju Schnitzel? You have the Moonlander, the one, and that one looks so much more clean. Wait, like the Iris or the Moonlander? The Moonlander is really nice, but I wanted, I have silent tactiles, I have shrimp do-rock switches. I had Cherry MX Browns on a different split keyboard, and I didn't really like them, turns out. So I gave these like silent tactiles a try, and I love these, and they're so quiet. The Iris looks more clean. Maybe because it's like a little bit more minimal. I don't know. For what it's worth, I think the Moonlander's still a better keyboard. But I like mine. There is some like play in the PCB, and I kind of wish I didn't get hot swappable switches. I wish they just got soldered in so they didn't fall out or anything, but whatever. Salad, what am I, an insect? Yeah. For the record, I do actually like salads occasionally, sometimes. Usually when it has the word potato in front of it, or I guess fruit, or chicken. I'm just kidding. My friend actually, when I visited my friend in my friends in Massachusetts, they made it was like an Instagram recipe called like Busy Girl Salad. It was really good. It was like kale and Marcona almonds and forgot what other stuff is in there, but I like that one. And like I feel like when I was originally trying to lose weight like a long time ago, I would only have salad for lunch. And it was like always a cold salad, almost no dressing. So for a long time, I associated with salad with like not very pleasant meals, especially since like cold salad in the middle of winter in Massachusetts is not satiating, not sating. It doesn't feel good. You want like a stew or a chili, and you have salad, like cold, ice cold salad. It's just like okay. And I would put like nice stuff in it, like I'd put like seared shrimp or like seared chicken and all that kind of stuff, but it still wasn't like it didn't hit the spot in the winter. And I think like the sad day was like one time like I was bringing salad boxes like probably like this big, like and this tall, because like you need a lot of leaves, otherwise you don't feel full at all. And it didn't fit in my like lunchbox or something, so I was walking up from the parking lot and I tripped on something and I dropped the box, and because it was so cold the plastic like cracked and broke in the corner, and I was like, that was my lunch, and there was just leaves everywhere. I'm just kidding. No, but the box is broken, so like I was just like, okay, I have to figure out, like most of the stuff's clean. I just, when I got to my desk, I'd like figured out another place to eat it, and I was just like, all right, let me scroll back up and catch up on chat. Let's see. CSA Moonlander's very nice. You have a Gazoo Boba U4 silent tactile switches. It's replace your input club Ergodox Infinite. I should also say, I don't actually know anything about keyboards. Like, I learned enough to get Cherry MX Browns, and I got like a clone. I got the Ergodox clone, I think. And then I didn't really like that. So then I got the Iris, and then I stopped looking at keyboards. I was just like, no more of this. I can't stay in this world. Do I ever have beef in my salad? Yes, occasionally. Yes. I think like I've tried in the summer I make this like, I guess it's like a summer vegetable salad. So I grill corn, grill asparagus. I cut the corn off the cob, mix the kernels with asparagus, cherry tomatoes, I think fresh basil, and mozzarella, and then like a dressing with balsamic vinaigrette. And then I used to have that with like a grilled steak. So that was really tasty. I will actually probably be making that again soon. I was thinking of making like elote inspired, like a corn salad. But yeah. But however, I did notice that like I don't like when I grill beef and you grill it to temperature and then you have the leftovers. I don't really like that. Like when it's like medium rare and cold, I'm not a fan of this. But yeah. You have a Logia MX key. You love the keyboard outside the face that is an RSI name. Let's see. These are pretty good recommendations. Let's see. There are 20 new split keyboards you haven't heard of every month now. New England clam salad. Oof. Oof. Is your lunch and now it's litter? What class am I playing Diablo 4? Good question, Jam. I actually only play the Eternal server because when I played with I usually play with my friend once a week and we work through the entire campaign. So in that case, like we only played once a week. Made more sense to do it in the Eternal server. I hit 100 like a week ago with the new season. I think next season I might try the seasonal content because like I'm like very addicted. But my only character is a druid. It's a pulverized werebear druid. Yeah, actually this is a nerdy thing, but like I was fighting in the pit today. I forget, I think it was the pit, and I saw the highest damage number that I've done ever since playing this game. I had like an overpower that crit, and I did like 7 million damage in one hit. And one of the bosses of one of the pit levels I was hitting the bar, like I was hitting this health, so it was going like this, and then I think I did a crit overpower, and it went from like this to this, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, let's see, you finally found the revision of your PCB on your Iris, and it's 2.6. Oh, wow. You had stainless steel? Man, that's really nice. Your hunger's not having time to make breakfast. Yeah, get a oeuf au plat or sunny side up eggs. Maybe drizzle some balsamic on it and maybe a little parm. I don't know. Would you try that? And some toast? Sounds kind of... I would eat that. Keyboards are a fractal of rabbit holes, each more expensive than the last and making it ever less difference in timing. Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, let's... So we looked up Jaeger Schnitzel, Swedish meatballs, meatloaf with sauteed mushrooms, I'm guessing, cumin dusted pork cutlets, and citrus pan stuff. That sounds really good. Pancetta, wrapped pork with breadcrumb filling and tomatoes, and red onion meatloaf. So let me bring up stream notes. Oh, wow, we're like 20 minutes past my bedtime. We got rated by Aaron. Let's see, for Jaeger Schnitzel. Which is German. And we got Swedish meatballs. Which, I'm going to say ingredient-wise is pretty fair. Maybe I'll just do all these in one go. Meatloaf with sauteed mushrooms. Oh, Jam, thank you for the follow. Thank you. Meatloaf with sauteed mushrooms. I don't have to change my motion all that much. The wild card one is cumin dusted pork cutlets with citrus pan sauce. I'll put that in chat. Cumin dusted pork cutlets with citrus pan sauce. I think like one of my favorite like Japanese izakaya, I guess. I don't know if that's izakaya, but I really like curry tonkatsu. That's like, I don't know why I like that so much. I like it more than regular tonkatsu. Pancetta wrapped. Wrapped pork with breadcrumb filling and tomatoes. That sounds like a... Is it beef Wellington that has the filet wrapped with a mushroom duxelle? Is that right? Like a mushroom pet... What is it? Beef tent... Not Wellington. But it's like a mushroom paste, and then you wrap that with the puff pastry. That's beef Wellington. Okay, yeah. Wow, that's a pretty one. But I don't know why this is reminding me that it's just like a pork version of it. I don't know. They went ham on the pork. Red onion meatloaf. Maybe I should make meatloaf. So I'm a semi-practicing Catholic, and semi is like now not really at all. But there's like one year I gave up, it was Lent, and I gave up burgers because I love burgers. And I made meatloaf. And a bunch of my friends were like, you made meatloaf, but you gave up burgers. Are they really that different? I'm like, well, yeah, because burger is like, the meat patty between two buns. And meatloaf is meatloaf, and you have it with a side of stuff. And I'm like, maybe it's a little weird because you have breadcrumb filling or whatever, but like form and function, like they're not really the same. And I made meatloaf and I made too much, and I was trying to figure out how to I got a little bored of the leftovers, and I was like, okay, how can I still eat this leftovers but kind of trick myself into thinking it's like a different dish? And I was like, why don't I take a slice of the meatloaf, and I will, like the leftover meatloaf, I will grill it on the bigger sides, and then I'll take that, grilled meatloaf slice and put it between two pieces of bread, and I was like, that's a burger. That's cheating. Ingredient faithfulness, I'd say for Swedish meatballs is good. Cooking prep is semi-close, sort of close. Cuisine difference is clear, interesting, yes. Okay suggestion. I'm sure that's an affront to God, but also, like, I know where I'm going when I die. Meatloaf with sauteed mushrooms, ingredient faithfulness, good? Maybe both of these is okay. Yeah, I guess, like, to give some more context, like, I completely forgot about Lent this year. as I did last year. Cooking prep is, actually, these are not close. Not saying, ingredient faithfulness, this is probably better. Let's see, cuisine difference is clear, interesting. Wait, I keep forgetting I can read OBS and say all this stuff. And cumin dusted pork cutlets with pan sauce, which is the one I am most interested in. Ingredient faithfulness, honestly, I'd say it's not good. Because it's, well, let's see. It is pork cutlets. Okay, maybe. Cooking prep is actually close. I think these are fried, like pan fried. Cuisine differences, I would say, pretty clear. Those seem like really interesting. Yes, I'd say this is a really good suggestion. I don't know why I'm so tired. I thought schnitzel was beef cut. It was like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Maybe because I had beef Wellington on my mind. Cheddar wrapped pork with breadcrumb filling and tomatoes. I'd see ingredient faithfulness is good. Cooking prep is probably say not close. They do sound very different, and I wish that I didn't run out of my free tokens. Because interesting, yes, I'd say that's an okay suggestion. And then red onion meatloaf. I'd probably put this as the same level here, because it's still meatloaf and not the singer. You say copy, but you won't paste. Okay, so cooking prep not close, cuisine difference clear, interesting. Yes, okay, suggestion. Okay, cool. Let me see. Eldon, thank you for the message too. I like how I was my own raider. That's great. This happened multiple times. These recommendations are a little bit better than the others. I agree. There's more German food, I think, in the in Melion. There's more, like, I think the #1 most popular recipe in the database, I think, is Italian. It might be American, but there's like it's like one's 40% and the rest is like very decreasing. And so I don't think there's a lot of like options for like Vietnamese food for Bun Bo Hue, but earlier. And then if there's any sort of like language differences, the way that this database is built out, or the embeddings are built out, it was really easy. It was just like unigram, single word tokens with the TF IDF, so term frequency, inverse document frequency. Super simple, not particularly sophisticated. So if there's any like different languages or different languages, it gets fooled. And then it's only a single word, so it also has problems with that. Meatloaf is way less carbs. If you use too many breadcrumbs, then you're probably on par with the burger. I wonder. I actually just watched a video earlier today of like Kenji was making his meatloaf, which has like 1 kilogram of meat for 10 grams of breadcrumbs or bread or something. And I was like, that's That's not a lot. That's really low, I thought. But I don't know. I can't remember. And he did say like the meatloaf basically wouldn't keep shape until it was cooked, but he liked it better that way. What note-taking app is this? Let's see. Is that the command? It's logseek. Maybe it's notes. I can't remember my own commands. Let's see. Hot take: cumin is the best seasoning. I like lime zest. Fresh lime zest or like fresh citrus zest, I think is my favorite. Like when I make lemon pepper wet wings or lemon pepper seasoning, what I do is like I make a bunch of lemon pepper, and then when I actually want to coat it with coat it on something, like right before I put the mix the lemon pepper in, I zest a new lemon. So I get like the fresh zest with the older dried zest, and I feel like it has a better taste that way. Although it's not, because it's not dry, it doesn't stick as well and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, I think it tastes better. Pork cutlets with pan sauce is definitely in the right ballpark for ingredients and prep. Yeah. Actually, the original Wiener Schnitzel is veal. Oh right, yeah, I remember that. And schnitzel is just meat pounded thin, breaded, and fried. Yeah. Wiener Schnitzel is veal. Jaeger Schnitzel is pork, but they're also beef or chicken schnitzels. Yeah. Man. Chicken schnitzel just makes me think of chicken fried steak. Wiener Schnitzel is just one of the best known varieties outside the German-speaking world. Yeah, Sandbox, good call. Now you want lemon pepper hake? Ooh, okay, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good seafood dish. All schnitzel varieties, all derived from the Wiener Schnitzel. You're not saying other seasonings aren't good, just that cumin is the most important and or best on most things. Case in point, falafel. That sounds, dude, that sounds fire. Yeah, I don't think I've seen or had falafel that has cumin in it. Do you put it in the batter or like dust it on the outside? There's no CFS in Australia or quality Mexican. I'm sorry. I mean, even in California, I feel like there's not a lot of places that do good country fried steak. Like, I went to one very popular brunch place and they said they had chicken fried steak, and it felt like they took like a frozen patty and just fried it. And I was just like, this doesn't look good. And I felt like the way they're trying to hide it was like they sliced some like chives and put those on fresh. And I was just like, man, I went with my brother and he was like, it seems pretty good. And I was like, I feel like you're paying a lot of money for something that probably only cost them to like 40 cents to buy from Cisco, and the way they cover that up to make it look nicer is they put a little bit of fresh herb on it, which is like, if it tastes good, it tastes good, but it also is like, on principle, like, we're used to going to places where for the same amount of money, you know that they took like a cut of beef and they pounded it, battered it, and fried it, and they actually did it to order, right? So like to get this here, it just seems kind of like it was a little disappointing. And the other food and stuff that they had was like not particularly good. Like they made their Bloody Marys with soju, and I like soju, but it was just like, why is this drink like $12 and why is it not? But there's another one too that they used. Zadra, thank you for the follow. They used soju instead of the actual spirit, and it's like, are you just too cheap to buy like vodka? I don't understand. Like soju is really cheap and the taste is totally different, and there's way less alcohol. Yeah, good chicken fried steak is hard enough to find that I pretty much gave up on ordering it. And it's not a thing in Australia. But you have Holdens and Utes and diesel-powered Land Cruisers Everything, so, you know, that makes up for it, right? Right? Oh, also you can buy Suzuki Jimny still. You don't... Oh, right. I forgot they did get rid of Holden. Yeah, my bad. RIP. Okay, yeah, all of a sudden Australia is not as cool. Like, especially when you gotta factor in drop bears. Tech support, welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? I'm wondering how you're doing. They only have Chinese EVs now? Oh, man, okay. I don't know. I would like those options here, the Chinese EVs, just to see them. We barely got VinFast. And like, I don't really have a problem. Like, I am a car person, but I'm not one of the car people that like Savage Geese talked about, like, everyone should 100% care about their car or whatever. And like, they're of the opinion that everyone should be car people. And I don't agree with that. Like, it is a lot for people to be really into cars or something. And like, for some people, a car is literally just a way for to get from place to place. So it's just as like, kind of, to me, as like, I think it's not cool to demand that everyone absolutely cares about every single detail of cars and like stays on ice or whatever. And like, the idea that like, I think they were saying that like, these are just gonna commodify cars. I'm like, I don't think that's a thing that like car people should, I think, care about that part. They're destroying the EV primary Tesla market here is great for consumers. That's what I want. Cars, yes, a car is definitely a depreciating asset. I still remember when I was a kid, for some reason my dad wanted to look at a Porsche. And when we were in the Porsche dealership, this is when Porsche was almost bankrupt, right? They just introduced the Boxster. They were failing. They're failing so hard. And the dealer was like, you know, the best thing about buying any Porsche is they all increase in value over time. And I remember being like a barely teenager and just like looking at the dealer and I was like, that is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I didn't say that out loud, but I just gave him that look and I was like, that's so stupid. Yeah, and now like those OG Boxers are worth like, admittedly they're worth a lot of money, but also because they essentially sold something with 6 cylinders but was a mid-engine Miata build quality wise for like $100,000 in today's money, and Porsche fans just bought it because they're like, we need to save the company. And like now you can buy them for like 5,000 to 8,000 on the used market, I think, which is like still a lot, but also like that's not holding the value, right? And of course, if you buy one of those Boxers, you're always gonna wake up wondering if today's the day that you're like, what was it, your IMSA or whatever, rods just completely blow and then the engine explodes. Good old Porsche. Yeah, okay, let me see. The BYDs seem amazing. Many food historians place its origin much earlier. The word schnitzel for them may have originated in what's called Austria. Everyone should be car people. I think everyone should be music people and should learn to play, at least play 2 instruments. You only play 2 instruments? Bruh. Are you... I'm just kidding. I used to play guitar and oboe. Does Rock Band count? You change the oil yourself and do in-depth maintenance on cars. You don't like cars and you'd rather pay someone to do work on it for you and spend as little time in the car as you can. Yeah, that's totally fair. And I think like doing the maintenance on it is like, I started doing that recently, and it was because like, one, with the whole unemployed part, it's just easier for me to just like try it. And also we had this like 20-something-year-old SUV that I didn't want to get rid of because it's still running. And I'm like, well, I can just repair it or like learn to repair a car on that thing. And I think it's pretty cool. Like, I like the process, but it is like, in the abstract, I like the process. Sometimes when I'm like covered in oil or coolant, I'm like, I don't think I like this anymore. Yeah, like I just changed my brother's oil and I found out the hard way. Oh yeah, also doing your own maintenance, you can find out if the dealer fucked you over doing something. So like my brother, we replaced his oil, we changed his oil, and when I changed the oil for him, I eventually found out that someone previously, a dealer only, we only serviced at the dealer before, he was a Volt. Previous dealer like screwed up the drain plug, so the bolt was stripped, like the threads are stripped on both the bolt and on the oil pan, and they installed a helicoil to try to fix it, and it was just like, I can't believe you guys fucked this up. It was a weird thing of like a GM car wanted only 10 Newton meters and a torque meter to like actually tighten the drain plug, which is like wrist tight. And I think like someone just used a fucking power tool and they just blew through it, and they're just like, okay, now we gotta fix it. Bolt on drain pan strip, flex tape to the rescue. Let's see. You have a friend with that exact car. Oh no, 911 is not a Boxster. A Boxster is a two-seater convertible, and it's mid-engined. A 911 historically is a rear-engined 2+2. Yeah, and Porsche wasn't selling enough 911s to keep the company afloat, so they made the original Boxster with like kind of extra parts from 911s. It's really weird. You can actually see an example of this of like the seats in the original Boxster are very obviously from a 911 because they pull forward as if you could get into the back seat of a Boxster, which is impossible. If you pull that lever, it goes forward and it folds forward to give you nothing. There's not even storage back there, I think. And you can't access the engine that way. I think every Boxster, you service the engine from below. I think it might be the same with the 911. But yeah, the engine is like mid-rear, so it's in front of the rear axle. With the 911, I think it's like on the rear axle, but it's considered 911s are rear-engined. But yeah, 911s kind of hold their value, especially if you get like a special edition one. They get kind of crazy. There's a company called Singer that takes old 911 bodies and does like resto mods to them, and they're worth like, they sell this for like $2 million. Let's see. The only car you want is this huge Toyota van you saw in Thailand. You don't even know what it's called, but it's huge and glorious and could fit at least 8 people. It's not the... Oh, the Sienna is the American van. Yeah, the Sienna is only for the American market. I think they still kept selling... is named after the Italian state of Siena. Oh, it used to be called the Previa. I wonder if it's still called the Previa. The egg. How did they replace this? Tarago? Avanza? Compact minivan, full-size van. Oh, that's the American one. Of course we get the full-size one. Town Ace? No. No, these are the like consumer ones. It's a Citroen? That's cool. The High Ace. Oh yeah. That's pretty... That is boxy. Oh. How did this zoom in so much? Yeah, I could believe that could seat 8 people. 174 horsepower. How heavy is this thing? Oh, it's diesel. That's 278 horsepower. What the 7GR engine? Okay. Wow. Yeah, wait, how heavy is this thing? 5,000 pounds? 3,800 pounds? These are very heavy. Are they available in all-wheel drive? Front engine rear-wheel drive? Are you kidding me? They make a front engine rear-wheel drive van? The original Previa was mid-engined. Missing your parents' 1998 Toyota Sienna with the chipped white paint. You loved that year. I think it's called the Toyota Alphard. Alphard? Wow, that looks like a Lexus front. Kind of. It's not as angular. I'm not loving the rear bumper situation. It kind of reminds me of just like Buzz Lightyear's chin. Like, do you see it? Am I the only one that sees it? Like, it's a lot. There's a lot of empty space here. 1998 had the best Toyota engine made at the time. 3.0 liter 1MZ V6 up to 210 with the turbo. Oh, nice. You had a Toyota Celica year 2000, which has a massive... I wanted to get the third gen MR2 Spider and then swap a Subaru 6-cylinder engine into it and call it a Porsche, like Porsch, 2 O's, 711. But apparently 6-cylinder won't fit in that engine bay, so might have to figure out how to do like a 4-cylinder with the turbo. Junk in the trunk. Oh, weird. I think this is the same platform that underpins the like the Forerunner. Modular automobile platform starting with the Prius. Oh, okay. Wait. Yeah, the new Forerunner Land Cruiser used the oh, it's not quite the same one. New TNGA. Okay, so it's not TNGA F. Okay, so it's a TNGA K. Why would they say that it's the same global? You can just say it's a whatever. It underpins all of these cars, right? It's really confusing. I guess like you could just say new platform. I'm like needlessly picky about that. Does it mean you can put a comma too on this? Like this, the symbol. All right, I was supposed to go to bed like an hour ago. All right, who are we gonna raid? All right, I hear someone talking. I don't know if like I have a stream on and just haven't noticed. Okay, we can't raid Errand anymore. We're gonna raid... Chrissy Codes is still on. I feel like we haven't raided... Yeah. I definitely gotta go to bed. Let's raid Grim. How do y'all feel about raiding RW Grim? Raid RW Grim. I'm so sleepy. We raided W Grim. All right. Command is in. Yeah, thank all of you for coming in. Thank you, Maui and Aaron, for the raids. Egg, thanks for coming in. You understood nothing from coding to cars, but it's fun lurking. Yeah, thanks for coming in. Still appreciate it. And Sandbox, thank you for the follow. Yeah, TechSport, I don't know if you actually saw, I was actually coding, and I refactored my code and got it working off stream before stream today. So yeah, yeah, thank all of you for coming in. Thank all of you new people. Thank all of you lurkers. Thank all of you people who are just like regularly here and help and entertaining me. First hour was Diablo 4, like per normal lately. We got to like level 31 of the pit, so how about that? And then what else did we do? We worked through more of this class with Andre Carpathy. You know, we only moved forward another like 20 minutes, but it feels like every chunk is a lot in this like last hour. But yeah, tomorrow I may not stream. Tomorrow's Friday. I may not stream tomorrow because I'm gonna try to catch full moon, and I don't know if I'll have signal over there. So I don't know. It might be like a live stream if I even have signal. But yeah, enjoy Grim's stream, and then I will see you at the very least on Monday. We'll be back to coding. Okay, all right, thanks for coming in. Have a good night, good evening, morning, everywhere. Bye.